Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Can you guys... I can't see myself. Hold on. Hello? Anonymous, thank you. $20. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second, guys. I can't see myself. Hello. I'm trying to... Here we go. Hello. I can't believe we've already raised $90. Wow. Thank you all so much. That is incredible. Let me just shout out everyone who has donated so far. Let me mute this first. $20. Thank you so much. It always takes me a second to get everything together. Fleabits, thank you so much for your donation. Really appreciate it. Let me go down here. Tim, thank you so much. Alfiria, if you guys don't, I think all of you guys already know, but Alfiria also does documentaries and has been around for a long time and has really incredible stuff. So if you haven't checked out or subscribed to Alfiria, who's in here right now, go do that. He's got all kinds of videos on every weather event, so go check it out. Bethany, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. You are a sweet friend. And Anonymous, you guys are crazy. How are y'all doing today? How are we feeling? How are we doing? Eric, hello. Good to see you. Danger Moosey, hello. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, Alfiria is the best. Alfiria is really cool and been around for a long time. So there's a lot of great weather documentary channels that have infinitely more knowledge than I do on all kinds of different stuff. So, whoa, holy cow. I'm gonna mispronounce this so bad, so I'm gonna apologize in advance, but La Blue, thank you so much for the $50. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You guys are already blowing me away. Wow, this is crazy. I never really know what to expect for these. Honestly, anything to contribute to me is a huge win. And raising the awareness is a huge win for me too. So already to do this is really exciting. So thank you guys so much. Hope you're all doing well. Hippie Shake, hello from Scotland. Hope all is well with you too. Howdy from Texas. That is a donation and a half. But honestly, like, even if you guys don't donate, there's no obligation. It's totally fine. Anything helps, even just being here, raising awareness. It's great. As soon as a few more people get in here, we're going to talk about Team Rubicon, which is who we're working with today, and go over just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about the other resources. I know you guys have probably already checked a few of them out, or not. That's cool too. And then we're just going to hang out, and then you guys let me know if we want to watch storm stories, if we want to do literally whatever. I don't know how many people would be interested in doing Q&A, but I think storm stories is usually like the fun thing to do, so we will do that. Sam, holy cow. Thank you so much. Holy cow. Thank you, Sam. That's very sweet. You guys are dropping bombs in here. Holy cow, thank you. Oh yeah, we can talk about the weather tomorrow. We can talk about this past weekend's event. We can talk about tomorrow's event. We can look at all kinds of stuff. Stephen Powers, 50. Thank you. Wow. I'm gonna have to be doing hand hearts the whole time. Thank you so much, Stephen. Hale, I can't see. I'm so sorry. $20. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Holy cow. Hello from Sevierville, Tennessee. I am from Athens, Tennessee. Maybe you know where that's at. I spent pretty much all of my childhood summers in Sevierville and Gatlinburg, so that's really cool. Great place, Sevierville is. Pridonia, you are the anonymous. Kevin, part of Vince Whale-Teasing. Oh, howdy. Hello. Good to see you here. And thank you so much for that donation. It really means a lot. Thank you. Dave's not here. Thank you so much for the 20 bomb. Thank you guys. You guys are blowing me away. Holy cow. Wow. Only Athens I've been to is Athens, Georgia. Yeah. that's a bigger than Athens, Tennessee. I can promise you that. Pin Crazy Mikey, thank you so much. Holy cow. Another 20 bomb and another anonymous 20 bomb. You guys, what in the world? What are y'all doing? What? Warrior 80 donated 60. Guys, holy cow, we haven't even like really started yet. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I gotta do other variations of hearts. Thank you. I'm fine with the 69. I think that's, fair enough. We've almost raised $400 and we've not really talked about the charity yet. You guys, thank you. You're blowing me out of the water right now. Holy cow. Yeah, so let's quickly talk about the organization. Then let's talk about this weekend. And I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this weekend, where you were, if you watched it happen, if you were, in Mississippi or Alabama, kind of what your thoughts, because there was a little, if you're on weather Twitter, I guess, there was some discourse on chasers, so we can get into all that, but let's talk about Team Rubicon first. It's going to be a little difficult to see with the way that this is set up, but Team Rubicons who we're working with today, it was really important to me to work with an organization and make it as efficient as possible. So if I were to collect donations and then try to disperse that, that's going through a lot of different channels, right? And if I did donations through YouTube Super Chats or things like that, YouTube takes a cut of that. So we want everything to go directly to the charity, which is what's going to happen with Team Rubicon. So we're doing the fundraiser here. Team Rubicon is in Mississippi right now. They're in Amory, and they're also in Rolling Fork. So they are a veteran-owned and operated international nonprofit. So they've worked tornado disasters, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, all kinds of stuff. They're really experienced, and it's operated by volunteers as well. So I really like what they're doing. Like I said, they're in Mississippi right now. They're in Rolling Fork and Amory. You can actually see a little bit more of what they're doing on their Twitter. You guys, Pixel Shark, thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Holy cow. Wow. That's bonkers. Thank you so much. Everybody, if you've donated a penny, I mean, that means a lot. I really appreciate it. Gosh. Athens, Tennessee is the site of the Battle of Athens. Yeah, that's like the only history we ever really learned about. Athens. Athens, Tennessee. Closest one ever got to me. Yeah, Athens, Tennessee. I lived in Athens when it was hit by an EF2 tornado. I was working night shift at the time. You people are incredible. Yeah, what in the world? Are y'all on something tonight? What's going on? Kaleidoscope Soul donated a 5. Thank you so much. Sun Cool Breeze donated 20. Thank you. Thank you, all of you so much. Hello, Raymond. How you doing? Okay, so that's where we are. We're looking at Team Rubicon. I understand that this is hard to see, and I apologize. Let me see if I can zoom in for you all. Zoom. All right, so this is their donation link, obviously, but you can see they're out here. They call them the gray shirts, which I like. They were in Amory yesterday. A lot of these are probably veterans. Like I said, it's veteran owned and largely veteran operated, but they take volunteers as well. And they're, like I said, they're an international organization, so they're constantly working in all kinds of different places. So just a really great and experienced organization. That's another thing that's really important to me, is that it was somewhere that's on boots on the ground right now, somewhere that has the experience, which is important. Again, they're still down there working for Hurricane Ian victims. Great stuff. They do the kind of, if you guys remember Micro Dirty Jobs, that show, they're kind of doing the micro dirty jobs work right now. So the kind of stuff that not everybody wants to do, or maybe is able to do by themselves. A lot of people aren't able to clean up their own homes after they've been destroyed. So it's really important that volunteers and people like this who have experience, who know how to work a chainsaw, who have, medical experience, whatever it is, professionals that come out there, it's great. So really like what they're doing. Oh my gosh. Twist WX Ray donated. Thank you so much. You guys are crazy. Thank you. Robert, it's wonderful that you're doing this. I'm in Illinois. We're preparing for an outbreak tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about tomorrow's threat, which looks pretty intense. The Mike D experience donated 5. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are wild today. You guys are wild. All right, so that's who we're donating to today. I just wanted you guys to be aware of what that looks like and what we've got going on. We've already donated 579, which 599, another 20 bomb. Thank you so much. Holy cow. Thank you. Wow. You guys, I think I set the goal to 500 and the initial goal is 500 because I never know what to expect, but you guys are blowing me out of the water. Another 20 bomb. Who are you? Who are you people? Thank you. I'm gonna have to do something weird for you guys to say thank you and show my appreciation. All right. My sister was in Mississippi, but luckily she was in Laurel. Oh my gosh. Well, Amber, I'm glad she's okay. Holy cow. If she didn't see the news, she was going to Amory next. Luckily she stopped. Wow. I'm really glad she saw the news. That must have been some kind of intervention. Wow. Thank you for facilitating this. Wouldn't really know where to donate. No, I'm so happy to. I think that for me anyways, trying to find where to donate to for stuff like this. I know for me for Mayfield, like I wanted to, but so it's good to donate to larger government organizations. Like FEMA and Red Cross is always pretty general, right? But there are so many individual organizations, or for me, my favorite are finding animal shelters that need help. Or organizations like Team Rubicon that go in that are specialized and trained to do a certain job, a certain cleanup. And it's hard to know about. Nobody can possibly know about all of these different organizations. So for me, I would kind of want something like this, especially with the animal shelter. There's a lot of great local people out there doing, the dirty work right now. So it's really appreciated. Yuff, my... I can't see. I really need to get my eyes checked. Yuff. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, anything for you guys. Yeah, if you want to check out other organizations, I'll touch on this really quickly and then we'll start looking at the SPZ. In the description, I have, let's see, where is it? In the description of this video, I have listed, I'll just show you guys here, other organizations. So the government donation options, but then animal shelters, you've got individual organizations. Save the Children's another really great one going on right now. This is all in the description. The Mississippi Emergency Management is doing great work. There's another organization called the Center for Disaster Philanthropy who is doing long-term cleanup efforts and mental health support. I am really looking forward to seeing the mental health support that comes out of this. I think there was a huge need for it after Mayfield, and I'm not quite sure how much they got. It's something I'm going to focus heavily on when I eventually do talk about Mayfield. Holy cow, I gotta catch up. You guys are bonkers. Stitches, thank you so much. Riley, thank you. I really appreciate that. What's your opinion about Feed the Children? I don't need a $10 night on Christmas when Mayfield got hit. Can you elaborate on that? Maybe I'm being confused. Daniel, thank you for the donation. I'm gonna do finger hearts also. Thank you so much. Kaleidoscope, another 5. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm sure for the Chasers, on the 24th, I imagine that was probably a sickening experience. I can't imagine, I don't have the stomach for these kinds of things. I'm really sensitive. That's why I would prefer to do something like this. Because 1, I'm not a trained professional. 2, that would absolutely make me sick to my stomach. And, I want to contribute in a positive way. I don't want to be in the way of an operation. So this is all I know how to do. And I hope it helps. You guys are wow, holy cow. Wandering Row, thank you for the 20. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, if you guys want to like the stream, that does help. It does promote it in the algorithm. Solely Music donated 10. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm trying to read everybody's things here. Chuck and Susan donated 25. Thank you, Chuck and Susan. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Are you going to check the tornado subreddit at any moment? There's a tornado subreddit? You know, I'll be honest. Sam, welcome to Stovepipe Society, by the way. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Am I going to check out the tornado subreddit? I try not to look at Reddit, and I'll be honest, because I used to be on Reddit all the time, but I found that it's just not, I look at it too much, and it's arguably not great for me to do that. Your close friends, Alfira is close friends with Griff, who had to see some unfortunate things. Yeah, that's, I already know that I'm not mentally equipped to handle stuff like that, and I'm not going to go traumatize myself. So if there's any other way that I can help, that's it for me. I understand that, you know, being a chaser, it's probably a really difficult decision. And this is something that's kind of hotly debated in the community, is for chasers specifically, when they come upon a scene, whether or not it's appropriate for them to help. And I'm sure everyone's got their own opinions on this, so I don't want to make this a hotly debated topic in here, but it is a pretty interesting dilemma, right? You may not be a trained professional, and you come upon a scene of devastation, right? And you know, the rule of thumb is usually don't self-deploy and kind of don't get in the way of emergency personnel, but there's also times where certain devastating scenes require for an all hands on deck, maybe even if you're not trained. So like I said, it's something that's kind of hotly debated in the community, but I'm not going to take a particular stance. Aaron Springborn, sorry Carly, it was my autocorrect. I did donate 10 when that disaster happened around Christmas to feed the children. What's your personal opinion on the organization? Oh, okay, well, that's very kind of you, Aaron. I appreciate it. I put them in there because it looks like they're doing good work. I mean, the way, from what I read, they do, they basically make meals, they give out clothes, food, school supplies, diapers, things like that the children need. Unless there's something crazy going on that I don't know about the organization, then to my understanding, it's a great one. I love that you're promoting smaller charities versus, I do always technically promote FEMA and Red Cross just because it's kind of they're kind of the safe blanket of donating. But really the smaller organizations are where it's at. Like I said, these are like these are people from local communities, a lot of times smaller places, that have a lot of experience. And for example, there's one in Georgia called the Sirens Project, who I really like. Every time there's severe weather in Georgia, they are out there. They know Georgia like the back of their hand. And they're the first people out there to help get trees off of people's homes, to help people take care of what they need to take care of. And they fund themselves. So to me, it's these really smaller organizations that, you know, really are the backbone of these kind of operations. Not to say that FEMA and Red Cross aren't good, but I'd prefer smaller organizations. The most important thing to do with those that were there that night is to talk to them and comfort them to the best of your ability. That's a really kind thing to do, Alviria, and I think that's nice. Yeah, Sixlets. Chasers, I hope you all know it's okay to reach out for therapy and help after events like these. Truly terrible. Absolutely. you know, we're in 2023, but there's definitely still a stigma around mental health. And there, even for anyone here that kind of watched the event unfold, and whether or not you're even in the South, there's a real sense of guilt that goes along with watching a tragedy unfold right before your very eyes. There's something really particularly dark about watching a weather event happen, because you watch a storm form on radar, and you watch it take shape, and you watch it have a debris ball, and you watch it go into the community. And there's something particularly dark about knowing that people might not make it out of that situation, and then that kind of worst fear coming to fruition. So it's hard. There's still a little bit of stigma behind the mental health and reaching out, but absolutely. It's okay to reach out, even if you weren't there. It's okay to feel mental distress about it. It's okay to feel guilt about it. And certainly people should reach out if they feel like they need to. You know, it's a difficult thing to watch, you know, even if you weren't there in person to experience it. It's hard to watch other people be in pain. So I think now more than ever, you know, the weather community coming together and spending time together and talking openly about our experiences and fears and anxieties, traumas, whatever it be, is one of the most positive things we can do, you know. Hope. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, one comment was about donating plastic bins, which was a great thing. I kind of thought about sending a care package of sorts, but I ended up deciding that wasn't the way to go. But there was a list here I found of things to donate. No, that wasn't it. Supplies. Plastic was in there. I know you guys can't see this. I'm sorry. Yeah, things like plastic food containers, can openers, Ziploc bags, trash bags, Pine Sol brooms, obviously paper products, gloves, sunscreen, first aid kits, generators. I mean, there's a million different things people need right now. But I think even just donating to one of these several charities is a great way to go. Daniel donated the 10. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate that. You guys are, 709? Holy cow. You guys, what? You guys are really blowing my mind. Thank you so much. Thank you, every single one of you. Even if you don't donate, it's not obligatory. Just being here is really seriously appreciated. Very much appreciated. Corey, I volunteered time during the Joplin tornado, and the stuff I saw. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Gosh, I can't begin to fathom. This is tough stuff. I mean, like I said, even if you're not there in person, this is a tough thing to watch. It's tough to watch people be suffering and in pain, you know? Raymond, I think people had that same feeling nationally after watching 9/11. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, any major, like watching Ian unfold, like, you know, being in the weather community, you know something bad's going to happen, and you know beforehand that there's people who aren't going to make it out, and there's people who aren't going to evacuate or can't evacuate. Same with tornadoes. You know, with these major risks, that some people aren't going to make it out, and it's horrible to watch that unfold. How come I'm so into tornadoes? That's a great question. My family wonders the same thing all the time. I don't think it's a simple answer. I think it's just the culmination of fear of weather turning into fascination of weather, and then deciding that I wanted to learn more about it just so I could have a sense of control over that fear. I think that's the simplest way to explain. Six Blitz. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Alfiria, I hope you're still here for me to say goodbye, but thank you so much for coming by. Again, if y'all don't somehow know who Alfiria is in the chat, Alfiria also has weather documentaries out there, so please go check Alfuria's channel out if you haven't already. Great stuff. But yeah, have a good one. Sully Music, thank you again. Thank you so much. Anonymous, whoever you are, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, the Iron Herder. This is a good question. I like this one. One of your earlier videos, you implied that there was a gender difference for incidents of survivor's guilt. I found that jarring. What might the latest medical evidence for that be? If I gave a statistic, it absolutely came from research. You might be talking about, I did a sort of PTSD survivor's guilt sit-down discussion, and I think that's probably where that came from. I used a couple different research projects for that. I wouldn't be able to specifically tell you off the top of my head right now what that statistic might look like. One thing I could think about that might lead to a gender difference could be maybe more women seek mental health help than men. So the statistics for PTSD for women might be higher, or same for the other way, men or veterans or whatever might be more inclined to go and seek mental help and get diagnosed, or could be some kind of biological factoring in there as well. I'll have to look at it, but that's actually a really great question. But whatever it is, if I talked about it, I found it in a study. And usually I'm pretty good about putting the research in the, gosh, I can't think, in the description as well. Do you ever travel to the disaster states? No, for one, I don't have the stomach for a lot of this stuff, and two, I don't want to get in the way of professionals. That's the biggest concern that I have, because I have no problem volunteering to help with cleanup and volunteering to help with food drives and getting supplies out there. That's totally fine with me. I would love to do that. I just don't want to get in the way of any kind of professional operation. So should I have the opportunity to volunteer, I certainly would, but I have not yet. Sorry guys, I end up talking about one comment for a long time. Rev Raptor, hello to you and Blaze. Hello to you. Blaze might show up sometime soon. I think the reason I'm into tornadoes is because I want to warn people about them. Tornadoes are interesting, but my primary motivation is to help people. That's a great motivation. And it's a needed thing too. Awareness is a big one. Jonathan, you are in James Spann territory. To this day, he blames himself for the lives lost. That's a tough guilt to bear, I'm sure. I can't imagine. Yeah, let's look at this weird hatched risk here. Okay, so this is today's Thursday. This is for tomorrow. I'm trying my best to read through all the comments. Solely Music, my wife and I love your channel. It's so difficult to talk about the hard parts of a disaster so eloquently. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm glad you and your wife enjoy the channel. Thank you. Dusty Schwartz helped my brother-in-law and my wife's cousin hold the door shut in Hurricane Andrew. That night made me take weather serious. I think a lot of us here, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but a lot of us here have been impacted personally by some kind of particularly intense weather event. Even if you haven't, maybe a parent or loved one has. And I find that's like one of the more prevalent ways that people get into weather. I'm the same way. Reporting rates based on genders are staggering in so many cases, and for somebody, yeah, I believe that. I actually really want to look into that now. I'm pretty interested in the topic. I wanted to do a follow-up with PTSD and survivor's guilt on tornadoes, but I want to do it specifically on Mayfield. And let me just tell you guys, the reason I haven't done the Mayfield tornado event yet, because I get asked this all the time, is because there's a couple lawsuits that I really want to dig into. a couple of them with Amazon that I'm sure they're probably going to end up settling out of court, but I want those to resolve because I found them particularly interesting. A lot of people have already talked about Mayfield, but I want to go from it. I want to talk about it from the angle of obviously the event, but then talk about the lawsuits and then the lasting implications. And I think that to have that conversation, it's important to let the dust settle first. So lawsuits, we can talk about the long-term mental health implications there. So I think I just wanted to give it a little bit of time to kind of marinate, for lack of a better term, so we could have a real in-depth conversation about the lasting impacts of an event like Mayfield on a smaller community. So I will do it. I just want it to be a really well done video, but I'll do it in the next couple months, I'm sure. For sure. Aaron questioned, what do we need to do to make people more aware of these tornadoes as a weather enterprise and for simply everyday people like you and I? I know James Spann has learned a lot. That's a great question, and I think one of the most difficult parts about the social science of the weather enterprise is that unless someone has, you can't make someone care about weather, and that's just the reality. The reasons that people will shelter from a tornado are entirely dependent on their cultural experience, their upbringing, their experience with severe weather and tornadoes or lack of experience with tornadoes, their perception of danger, their specific perception on tornado warnings. I mean, there's like so many facets of that, but at the end of the day, if someone isn't going to care about weather, it's hard to convince them to care about weather, and that's always the problem. And I think it's, I don't know how much more we can, I'm not saying there's not room for improvement, but it's difficult to know what more to do, you know. Your background music is a good addition. I'm glad you all like it. Brian, hello. Suspicious silence. That was the first time you heard about the butterfly people of Joplin. I'm glad you know about it now. It's a fascinating story. It is a fascinating story. Okay, let's talk about tomorrow's threat. It's looking pretty juicy. We've got a couple pepperonis here. We've got a few pepperonis, and the tornado risk is looking pretty wicked. 15% hatched little pepperonis we've got here. I don't know, how many of you are in the hatched? Are any of you in the hatched for tomorrow? That's looking not good. If you have not seen, Craig Cece is a PhD candidate who has this list of tornado shelters that I retweet almost every week because I can't get enough of it. But if you live in one of these hatched risks, I highly recommend, if you don't already have a shelter plan, maybe check out this list. This, I've retweeted it on my Twitter a bunch of different times, but it's by a PhD candidate named Craig Cece. Great stuff. If any of y'all are in the hatched risk tomorrow. Let me follow up with you. What improvements specifically can we do better? It's a great question. I personally would like to see... No, that's not going to happen. It's a great question. I don't know. What more can we do, you know, to make people more weather aware? I don't know. Weather boobies. I wasn't going to say it, Bethany. I wasn't going to say it. Tristan, you're in the 5%. Okay. I live near St. Louis. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. Okay. Okay. Cape values tomorrow might be near 2,000 joules per kilogram. Y'all want to look at the models? Do we want to look at the models? More shelters. Someone brought up a great point to me the other day that in some of the southern states, like Mississippi specifically, the underground shelters are not as feasible because of the soil. It's not really a feasible idea to dig like they do the underground cellars and tornado shelters in Mississippi. But you know what's more popular now are the above ground shelters because of the amount of fatalities. Not that it's a huge number, but a lot of fatalities occur from flooding when people are sheltering from a tornado in an underground tornado shelter, and then it floods, and then, you know, some people lose their life that way, which is really tragic. So I think the above ground shelters are becoming a little bit more popular now. Kaleidoscope. Oh, thank you for joining the rope club. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much. Let's look at the someone said the Cape would be 2,000 tomorrow. Let's check it out. The models. Sixlets, how can we as weather people talk to our families about this interest? Honestly, my mom thinks it's weird. It's clear she's tired of it, but I find this stuff. It's a tough thing. My family doesn't really care too much about it either, and that's okay, I guess. You know, I think so long as we're helping them be weather aware, that's the most important part to me. Like, if there's a tornado threat in Tennessee, if it's bad enough, I'll let my sister know. You know, things like that I think are important, but it does kind of suck when, you know, you're really passionate about something and your family doesn't care. But to me, as long as my family has a safe, like, if they know what to do during a tornado, that's all I care about. And I will be as annoying as it takes for them to know that. Radar holes, yeah. Holy cow, you guys. Lady Cat Singer donated 20. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh, you guys saw my Supercell shirt today? This is actually Ryan Hall merch. I'm supporting Ryan Hall today. That's another individual charity you guys can go support. No, it's not a charity. I'm sorry. Another person you can go support if you want merch or if you want a sticker. You can go to shopryanhall.com. These t-shirts are actually really soft. I've got like 2 or 3 of them, I think. Adam donated 20. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Guys, we're at $839. What is going on? I set the goal for 500. Thank you all so much for being here. I hate to be this person right now, but if y'all hit the like button, it helps the stream and the algorithm. I'm just saying, please don't hate me for doing that. It just helps, okay? So if you want to, you don't have to, but you can. Can above ground shelters survive a Gerald, Texas situation? That's a great question. They go through a list of a variety of stress tests. They're supposed to be able to withstand 250 mile per hour winds plus. I mean, every company's going to claim something different. They're supposed to, is what I'm saying. Will they? Maybe one day it'll be put to the test, but I think at this point I would almost rather. No, I wouldn't. I don't know. Let me not say that. You have the Weather Daddy hat and sweatshirt. I'm not much of a fan of Ryan anymore. I'd rather support local. You know what? I don't like everything Ryan does. I truly don't. I'm not vocal on that because I don't think it matters whether or not I or anyone else approves of everything Ryan does, because the fact of the matter is no one's gonna like everything someone does, and that's okay. really appreciate what he's doing right now, specifically with the ability to give so much money. Do I like everything he does? No, and that's okay. That is okay. You're a wonderful speaker, Carly. You know what, Joe? That means a lot because I feel like an idiot when I come on and live stream and I stutter a lot and I can't really get my thoughts together. So I appreciate that. I predict the charitable donations will reach 1,500 by the end of the stream. Y'all, I just want to say thank you. This is really cool. I never know what to expect from this, and this is kind of wild. We had like $70 before even starting, so thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. This is going to a great cause. Robin donated. Holy cow, Robin J, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Ocean Master donated 5. Thank you so much, Ocean Master. Thank you. I'm trying to make sure I go through and read everybody's here. I promise we'll look at the models in just a second. Let's see. Okay, did I already say thank you to Suspicious Silence? Thank you so much, friend. Thank you. You guys are really blowing it out of the water, holy cow. Okay. As long as it's FEMA approved. Yes, I agree. Sorry, y'all. I'm just making sure that I read through everything here. Dustin, thank you for the 20. Thank you. You guys are awesome. 887. If we break 1,000, I'll lose it. I'll do something. You guys let me know what you want me to do, or I don't know, answer or something, and we'll do it. What happened between you and Ryan? If you don't mind me asking. Nothing happened. I just felt like I just felt like I really needed to pursue things on my own, especially with graduate school, which is something I'm still really working. I've had a lot of life changes the past couple months, but I am really trying my best to get into grad school this fall. Yeah, I mean, even if I don't agree with everything someone does, that doesn't matter. I'm never gonna speak ill of someone online. I don't think that that's a very kind thing to do, for one. I don't think that's a very professional thing of me to do, and that's not the way I want to compose myself. So I'm never going to be on Twitter saying rude or, you know, mean things about someone just because I may not agree with things that they do sometimes. That's not me. I don't find that very helpful for anybody. So I don't still work with Ryan, and that's okay. That's okay. Ethan donated 8. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you so much. We're almost at 1K. Holy cow, guys. Anonymous donated 20. Show yourselves. All these anonymous ones. Severe weather trackers, I can't donate in here, but I donated 50 to the Reinhardt. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you can get into grad school soon. Thank you. I've found a program that I really like, y'all. So I'm excited. It's really been debating on a couple different things, but I think I found one in, I'll tell you guys about it when I don't want to speak on it before it's come to fruition. So soon though. Debris Ball 420. Debris Ball 420. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can I do a video on the 1987? Oh my God, the 1987 Edmonton tornado. I've done a segment on one of the 80s tornado video I did, but I can certainly do a longer one on it. Anonymous donated 5. Thank you. My undergrad is in, take a wild guess, English literature with a concentration in rhetoric and language. No, grad school is going to be something in public health. So public health. Clint Weaver, thank you so much. What a user handle. Yeah. Miranda Culver, Super Vortex Chasers. I just donated $20. My name is Miranda Culver. Thank you so much. Anonymous, $15. Y'all better show yourself so I can say thank you properly. Thank you. He puffing that debris. Okay, sorry guys, I get so distracted. I just have a lot of fun. Let's look at some of the model stuff we got going on. Ooh. Please don't take any of this seriously. We're just having fun, okay? Anyone puffing on that gas? Magashawn X just donated 15. Thank you. That was you. I know sometimes when you donate, it doesn't really show the username, or it's kind of hard to get it on there. So Anonymous just donated 10. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, y'all. This is looking pretty goofy, huh? Wow. I have mini tornadoes suggested for you, Carly. Lay them on me at any time. I've got a whole list going. You have an international business degree with a concentration in marketing and a minor. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. You're a nationally certified pharmacy tech. That's also really cool. Someone with many talents. Anonymous donated 5. Thank you. You having a beer? Yes, I am. I almost need another one. You guys, what are we gonna do? The next $7 donation to get to 1,000. What are we gonna do? What do you guys want to see or do or to celebrate? Maybe I need to donate this. Let me donate this $7. Hold on. Oh, what are we gonna do? You guys think of something. Okay, let's do it. Okay. We are at 1006. Ooh, someone's mad. Okay, she only responds if you donate money. Absolutely fucking weak. Listen, friend. If you had, let me see, how many people are in here? If you have 193 people watching you, and however many of those people trying to comment to you at the same time, I would really love to see you be on live and trying to read and respond to every single comment that you see. I would really love to see that. And I would also love to know how that makes me weak. Debris Ball, thank you for the 7. Pixel Shark, also thank you for the 7. We're at 1,047 now. Thank you so much. Hey John, thank you for the 20. It's good to see you in here. Thank you so much. And we've reached 1,000. Question, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not talking and working with weather? Is definitely language. I studied Korean for a lot of years, and then I learned Chinese, Mandarin Chinese. So if I'm not doing that, I'm either working out or studying language, which is my favorite things. So yes. Shotgun a beer. Okay. I have to get another one in a second. That's what I'll do. May I suggest this topic? Because I know you're interested in mental health, but I suggest you doing something on the mental health of the rescue workers in tornadoes. Robin, that is a great idea, actually. Thank you so much. That's a great idea. I can certainly do that. I really want to bring back I've only done one of the podcast style discussions where I talked about PTSD. I want to do that again, but so now that I'm in the new office, I'll do that. So that's a great idea. Thanking people for donating charity. I'm such an asshole. Also, I've been responding to people too that haven't donated. I just don't know how I'm supposed to read every single comment. It's kind of crazy. New paper. I'd like to beat off to you, LOL. Everyone, new paper is a creep. Just so everyone knows, the man with the username new paper is a weirdo. Let's publicly shame him. You also started learning Korean at the beginning of the pandemic. I hope it's going well. Can you tell us, do you guys want to see Blaze now that we've reached 1,000? Shave your dad, stop. Thank you for the suggestion. Pyrodonia donated 20. Thank you so much. We're at 1,077. I'm going to bring Blaze out in celebration for that. 1 second. Okay. Anonymous, thank you for the 10. All right. We're going to get Blaze. Hold on.
Mr. Blaze.
Say hello. Let's make it bigger.
Do you want to say anything? You have anything you want to say?
He's a sleepy old man. Blaze says thank you for the donations, everybody. I don't want to hold him too long. He's gonna get mad. Bye.
Bye, Mr. Blaze.
Okay. Blaze is thankful for all of you as well. Cindy T donated 8. Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Is a kitty or koshka in Russian or gato el gato in Spanish? Goyangi! Goyangi means cat in Korean. Good little ginger kitty. What tornado did you find the most interesting that you investigated research for? It's definitely Joplin and Gerald. I always say that, but I always mean it. Joplin, just so devastating, and Gerald just being very strange. I've been really wanting to cover a tornado with somebody like you. Maybe I can make that happen. You guys are always welcome to send me an email to my business email, which is carlysweather@gmail.com. It's somewhere in the YouTube thing as well. So you guys are always welcome to email me. That's totally fine. Okay, let's go. Severe weather for tomorrow. Someone asked me if I think the moderates are warned, and to that I say that I always trust the professionals. So yeah, I do think it would be warned or warranted. 2,000 Carly has to wear cat ears. I would have to go buy cat ears first. Rachel, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Your email isn't there. I looked. Oh no, okay. It's carlysweather@gmail.com for anyone who wants that. All right, let's look at, someone was talking about the cape for tomorrow. And I'm just looking at the GFS, by the way. So, I mean, we're taking this not, you know, crazy serious. We're just doing it for funsies, okay? I know this area is supposed to be. Okay. Oh, it's northern Illinois. Come on now. Don't do that to me. Kaleidoscope with another 5. Thank you. Extraordinary donated 10. Thank you so much. You guys, we're at 1100. Kind of crazy. Thank you so much. Jeff, hello. It's good to see you in here, Jeff. I hope you're doing well. We've got a few basic tour soundings. The amount of PDS tour soundings I've seen people post on Twitter today is unreal. Don't forget you need to hydrate. Thank you. If we get 1500, I'll lose it, and that would be great. But honestly, what we've done so far, everybody, is really incredible, and I'm really happy. I'm just very thankful. This is incredible. Last time I did a fundraiser, we raised $1,200 for Animal League America, which was after the Ian hurricane, and that blew me out of the water because the original goal was 400, and we raised 1,200. So you guys are awesome. What does that say? My eyes. Not okay. 33. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. I appreciate that. Robin, your public health master's thesis should study how money invested in public tornado shelters would save dollars in life-altering injuries and mental health recovery. I'm gonna do something tornado related. Y'all already know. It's a disaster management concentration is what the public health degree's in. Came here from Reed's subtweet. What's his subtweet? Hello, what's a subtweet? I have to know. No, stop. Stop. He did not retweet my thing. Gasp. Really? That makes me really happy. I'm glad you guys are here for whatever reason. I'm really thankful. Anonymous. Thank you. Greg. Thank you so much. Greg's Planted Tanks. That sounds like a cool business. First drink down. Found out one of my credit card has some money on it. So Bethany, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Glenn Becker donated 20. Thank you so much. T Kush 46 donated a 50 bomb. Thank you. You guys are really blowing it out of the water. Thank you so much. Carly, can you please do a video on the EF3 that hit New Jersey in 2021 and the 2010 New York City? You know what I'll probably do, Kate? That's a great idea. What I'll probably do is a compilation of northeastern tornadoes, like the most prolific ones, and because they don't get that many prolific ones historically, those would probably both be on the list. Jeff donated 20. Thank you, Jeff, so much. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I want to cherry pick a PDS sounding. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what everybody's been doing today. Cherry picking our soundings. I want to do that. Watch me struggle with this for I think that's too far though, no? Anonymous donated 20. Thank you so much. Barind, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Thank you so much for your donation. That's very kind of you. Just the fact that the Gerald tornado stalled over the town makes it, yeah, it adds to the fear factor. Gerald was very strange. And that's why I made it my first video. It was just a very strange event, everything about it. One of the theories why it was so bad and the way it propagated southwest the way it did was because of a gravity wave. That was something I found pretty interesting as well. The whole thing was very strange. Shane, hello. Thank you so much for the 20. Shane has a channel as well, everybody. If you don't know, Shane does technology reviews. Sorry if that sounds really ignorant, but thank you so much, Shane. I really appreciate that. John Wilkes, what? Stop, what? 215? John, thank you. We're at 1,500? Anonymous with the 5 and Stepbro with the 10. You guys, thank you. So, how are we at 1,500? Wow. I need to do. Let me go get a beer. Hold on. Let's celebrate. Hold on. All right, if y'all have a cold one to crack it open, now's the time. Bethany, thank you. You had to do that. I appreciate it. They did say it was gonna rain. Thank you so much again. Thanks for doing this. Can't stay but want to stop by and say hi. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate it. Anything is awesome. Thank you so much. John the man. Carly, could you please do a video on May 29th, 1995, Barrington, Massachusetts? Yes. I'll do, like I said, I'll do a worst, you know, like a compilation of northeastern tornadoes. You guys ready? Cheers, everybody. This is a handcrafted beer from Atlanta. It's a hard cider. I'm a big cider person. Or sours. What do you guys like to drink? I'm a sours or a cider person. Anonymous donated 50. Holy cow. Show yourselves. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. Ethan, I have no beer. I'm sorry to hear that, friend. Second Jack and Coke. Ooh, Bethany. Bethany's not playing around. Oh, it's very good. I straight balled when the weatherman said debris ball when it was heading over Amory. That was a really terrible moment to watch. Because we know what that means, right? Like you watch it happen and you know what that means. It's really upsetting. Tuned into Ryan's stream just in time. Sounds morbid, but yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, yeah, it's hard to watch. You're a bourbon girl? Cindy. Cindy's not playing around either. Paul, all kinds of craft beer as long as it's not pale ale or IPA. Oh God, me too. I mean, if you put it in my hand, I'll drink it, but if I'm gonna pick Polish vodka and pressed apple juice with ice cream? What? That sounds very European. No, that's cool. Oh, someone said they don't drink because of their anxiety, and I totally feel that. I don't drink very often. Grant, you're gonna work out? What's on the agenda today? I did legs yesterday. Today's a rest day. They're putting in new equipment at the gym, so I'm not going. Anonymous donated 20. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have screen recordings of radar scope CC on the Rolling Fork storm and the debris. Yeah, I'm so... God, that was awful. That whole thing was awful to watch. I'm on the wagon 8.5 years. Drinking sweet tea with y'all, enjoying it just as much. Oh, Tara, that's sweet. I'm glad you're enjoying. I hope y'all have a drink or a snack too, by the way. I work and own a brewery. What? John? That's why you're so cool. Because you own a brewery. Probably judging everybody's taste in here. No, I'm just kidding. That's really cool though. Pixel Shark has a root beer. All right. Shane Berry donated 10. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you, thank you. You guys, we're at 1,600. This is bonkers. What in the world? Is there anything? Do y'all want to watch Storm Stories or you want to keep chatting? I want this to be fun for y'all. I get so excited having conversation with you guys that I get sort of lost in it. So if you guys want to watch Storm Stories or do something, then let me know. We'll do that. Chrissy says, does your area get tornadoes? Yes and no. I mean, so I've lived in Georgia for 5 years now. I've been through one tornado warning. And so and I'm obviously not a climatologist or a meteorologist. I just want to point out something that I've noticed personally living here. All the severe weather threats that we have always go through like Arklatex, Mississippi, Western Tennessee, Alabama. And what I've noticed is that this wedge of let me just take some of these out here. This wedge of cool air from the Appalachians basically prevents a lot of the instability and stuff that kind of would normally come into northern Georgia. So the way the timing works is usually Mississippi, Alabama, Western Tennessee, or Arklatex region get hit the worst during the day. And then it kind of weakens off, turns into a squall line by the time it hits northern Georgia and the Carolinas. Now, we certainly have had pretty intense threats over the past couple years, but not nearly like, I've not been in a moderate or maybe one enhanced risk, you know, never been in anything hatched really. We get tornadoes, but we, knock on wood, don't really get the kind of intense tornadoes. I've found since living here that cool wedge of air has saved us a lot of times, or the fact that the storm system turns into linear mode by the time it reaches Atlanta. That's just my observation. The cutest hiccup I've ever heard. Oh, you know what? I do that so much I don't notice. If y'all hear me go, it just like once an hour. Anonymous with the 50. Are you kidding me? Show yourself. Thank you. And another 10. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I love your company. Well, thank you. Storm Stories. All right. Y'all want to watch Storm Stories? And which one do we want to watch? Hey, Anna, my local tornado story is a unique one done in a documentary by Weatherbox. It was an EF3 that touched down outside of the metro area of Birmingham, New York, the furthest east PDS. Okay, Weatherbox is another YouTube channel that does weather documentaries, so if y'all want to go watch that, that actually sounds really interesting. The furthest east PDS. Oh, we have some Atlanta folks in here. David Lincoln, it's me who gave 50. Thank you so much, David. Thank you. I know the Atlanta tornado is a thing. I just, the Atlanta tornado was an EF3, and I'm not justifying anything here. Hear me out. I'm just speaking on 5 years of experience here. I know that they do happen. Noonan happened 2 years ago, and that was an EF4. So I know that northern Georgia tornadoes do happen, just not since I've been here. Oh, it's Binghamton. I'm sorry, my brain is so just sorry. I apologize. Carly for the East Coast video, can you include the tornado that hit Syracuse? Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely, I can. There are a lot of interviews of old timers from the tri-state tornado. That's cool. I should have done that. Do we want to watch storm stories? That's the question. That's the topic up for debate. Oh God. I'm doing my best. I have an ultra wide screen, so it kind of makes everything infinitely more difficult, like trying to, you know, get it to look right. All that fun stuff. In my country in Canada, we had the 3rd and 5th most deadliest tornadoes happen here in 1946 and 1974. Goodness. More. Ooh, why don't we do more? You want to do 93 or 99 or 13? Blaze wants to watch Bird Feeder live stream. He normally does that. I normally turn that on for him. You should watch Weatherbox's video. You know what? I would. I haven't talked to Weatherbox. I'm sure they wouldn't mind, but I also don't want to show the videos without asking first. I don't know. What do y'all think? 99. Okay, not well, mostly 99 here. So that would be this one. It's only 20 minutes too. You lived through more 99? Holy cow. Anonymous with the 5, thank you so much. Let's watch 99. It's only 20 minutes. And when I turn this on, y'all let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough, okay?
Has escaped.
We heard concrete and metal.
Let me turn that up a little bit.
Together, people screaming as they fly by.
It was throwing walls.
Start with 99 and then do 13. We could see, yeah, we could see that. Your papa broke his ribs in the 99 more tornado. Holy cow. I hope he's, you know, it sounds like if he was close enough to the tornado to break his ribs, then he probably was lucky to make it out.
Out on the highway, I mean, it was just crazy.
All right, let me try to fix this the best I can.
Oh crap, it's close to 9 o'clock.
It's just so big, it just takes up the whole sky.
I knew I was gonna die. I mean, it's real hard to deal with.
It was just like somebody opened the gates to hell.
From the Weather Channel, this is Storm Stories with meteorologist Jim Cantori.
Watch faster, Greg. He's catching us. You gotta really go. You gotta blaze, buddy.
Andover, Kansas, spring 1991.
Andover. That was a big one.
Get up under the girders. Is that where you want to go? Yes.
Terrified people take cover under a bridge as a
Volume up a touch. Okay, yeah. I'm glad they included this context. This video from the Andover tornado, which was the most beautiful, horrifying tornado footage, and like some of the first real tornado footage that was like high def. A cameraman had shot it going over homes, and it was crazy. And they also got this footage here where people are sheltering under an overpass, and that idea made people start to think that it's safe for others to go under an overpass during a tornado, which clearly we know is not. So yeah, this kind of started it, and obviously we know, a lot of us know the consequences after. Anonymous, thank you so much for the 20. Really appreciate it. Y'all, we're at 1,700. If we hit 2,000, I will chug a beer. I don't know. We'll do something.
violent tornado chews its way toward a turnpike overpass.
Andover tornado missed a nuclear armed aircraft. Holy cow.
A television crew shoots this rare video.
It sounded like a freight train. It just passed right on top of us. People very upset.
News of their survival is broadcast around the world.
Jessica Gallagher, thank you so much. Thank you, thank
The
you, thank
amazing
you.
footage
Holy cow, thank you.
mesmerizes 36-year-old Oklahoma City native Stuart Ernest.
The 50 bomb.
I was always pretty envious of those folks, you know, to have that fortunate to be able to, you know, record that. I wanted to experience that in my lifetime.
Stuart has had a passion for tornadoes ever since he was 5 years old, when he saw 3 twisters in one unforgettable afternoon.
They were on the ground, but from that point on, it just, you know, fascinated me.
His odd wish to experience a tornado is about to become a horrifying reality.
Sorry, imagine wanting to experience a tornado and then living through more 99. That's wild. Anonymous, thank you for the 5. Mega Mood donated another 5. Thank you so much. You guys are knocking my socks off, actually. I hope Twisters addresses the overpass thing. I would hope so. I would really hope so. Carly, thank you for what you're doing. You're amazing. No, you are amazing, Jessica. Thank you. You guys are really making this happen. I mean, this is going directly to an incredible cause. So you guys are really blowing it out of the water, and I can't say thank you enough. I don't know. You guys like shock me. I shouldn't be shocked, but I mean, my goal for this was $500, so I'm just really thankful. Yeah, thank you.
Monday, May 3rd, 1999, Oklahoma City.
Pat, you went through Joplin. That's
It's 8:30 a.m.
My
and
gosh.
Stuart is already on the job at EMSCO Electrical Supply Company. The warehouse employee is busy stocking supplies with his coworker, 21-year-old Keith Webb. They've been working together for 2 years and are the best of friends.
We got along from the minute we met each other. I mean, it was just like best friends all your life, you know?
Our friendship had grown. We'd go out and do stuff together, and of course we worked together, and he's a good worker, a good friend.
As the afternoon approaches, temperatures...
Stop. Mattresses underwater. Thank you for the 5. Thank you so much. I'm going to say this wrong. Can you like phonetically write that out for me? Because I'm an idiot. LeBlue. Thank you so much. Are you kidding me? We're at 2,000. What did I say? I would chug a beer. Thank you. I cannot say thank you all enough. I am La Nuit. Oh, I feel so dumb. I'm so sorry. I just want to properly thank you. That is incredible. You didn't have to do that. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. We're at $2,107 of a $500 goal. Sorry. Anonymous, another 20. No need to chug a beer. Well, other people are saying chug. Okay, give me a second. Someone said that question was for you from Dylan. Why did Mike Morgan during the May 20th say, this is essentially you never want to say it, but we're going to say it now, May 3rd all over again? Okay, so Mike Morgan said that on the 2013 Moore event. And he said, this is May 3rd all over again. And he's referring to the May 3rd, 1999 Moore tornado, because it was essentially a repeat. And he was saying, you know, this is May 3rd all over again. And every single person in Moore, in that area in Oklahoma knew exactly what he meant. He was referring to the 1999 tornado. Let me chug this. Another 20. Thank you. Okay. By the way, I can't chug very well. Y'all are about to see that in real time. Oh my gosh. It's like baby chugging. If this is what makes y'all donate, I'll chug another one, but... Okay. No need to chug. It's probably close to what I've spent on impulse Amazon purchases. I totally understand. Thank you so much. And to the to the anonymous ones, thank you. Sorry, guys. We're getting there. You're gonna choke. The worst chug you've ever seen in your life. Oh, y'all can hear it. I didn't realize y'all could hear that. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. Carly getting hammered on her own live. I did that last time. I got a little tipsy. I will drink water after this. Central NC. Listen. I can't even chug, a normal can. If I tried to shotgun, it would be a big mess. The gulping, I'm sorry. Sorry. Are y'all happy now? Don't encourage her too much. If you I'm okay, I promise. Y'all are just making me laugh. I'm not gonna be drunk. I'm fine. I'm totally composed. Okay? We're gonna resume now. And I have a water right here, okay? I'm prepared.
Push into the low 80s, above average for this spring day.
At least if I choke on live, y'all can call for help, okay?
Stewart senses something in the air.
It was just odd. I kept telling Keith, something was going to happen that day.
Post-chug Bert.
20 miles away at the University of Oklahoma, graduate student Mark Weinberg has a similar feeling. The 24-year-old is studying meteorology and plans to become a teacher. Mark interrupts his studying to check on computer models of an approaching storm.
I knew the potential was there for tornadoes, and I have a final the next day, but I think my love for severe weather just took over.
Like Stewart, Mark is
That
fascinated
is an ugly tornado. Look at that thing. What is the gritty, Pat? I don't even know what that is. We're gonna make you spit laugh next. Famous last words. I remember when the Weather Channel used to look like this. I know, right? Yeah, I mean, truly, if I do choke on live, then at least y'all will
but
call
Mark
someone
is an
for me, I
experienced
guess.
storm tracker.
Maybe you
A friend of
won't.
mine called me and said, Mark, looks like there's some storms popping. I said, Brian, we gotta go. How quickly can you get here?
Mark grabs his video camera and a map. By 3 p.m., he and his friend Ryan are heading southwest toward the countryside.
We were going out there with the hope to document what was going on, and by no means did we expect to see what we saw that day.
About 4 p.m., a severe thunderstorm called a supercell develops 81 miles southwest of
The
Oklahoma
infamous
City.
supercell.
The supercell is produced by shears, which are winds that change direction.
You miss me on Ryan?
Those winds
I miss
can begin
talking with
rotating
Andy.
and turn into twisters.
Andy and I have good
It
friend
looked
chemistry.
like all the conditions were coming together. The instability and the shear profiles looked to be perfect to produce tornadoes.
The wall cloud is continuing to reform.
Look at that.
This storm is simply
I mean, you can... That's a... Sorry, guys, I hit the microphone. That is a nasty storm.
the wall cloud is
Wow.
continuing to reform. This storm is simply for real.
At 4:15 p.m., the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning. Half an hour later, they release the first tornado warning.
Tornado sirens are screaming in this town.
By then, Mark is 47 miles southwest of Oklahoma City. There, he encounters a tornado outbreak.
We're seeing tornadoes at a distance going down. I mean, we're about 2-3 miles away, and we're just seeing tornadoes.
Andy is the man, first of all. Andy and I do want to collab at some point. I want to go chasing out there with them this summer. I don't know if it's going to happen yet. I want it to happen. Are Ryan and I still friends? It's not like I ever talked to Ryan like friends. I mean, obviously we're still on good terms. Like, I support what he does, and I think he supports what I do as well. We never like talked like that. I do still talk to Andy though, so yeah, I would love to collab with Andy in the future. And yes, of course, I've seen Andy's new channel as well. Have you gone chasing it? Hell no.
Tornado after tornado.
Multiple twisters are dropping down from the sky in rapid succession.
What tornado did Pecos Hank say that for? This tornado smells like death.
This storm is unreal. It's about to produce a big tornado. And I mean big.
To say I was excited is the understatement of my life. You just sit there gasping for breath because you're just in
This thing
awe.
is about to turn into the
The atmosphere can do
nastiest
something like this.
tornado. Oh my gosh.
It's now 5 p.m. In Oklahoma City, Stuart and Keith are unaware of the approaching storm.
Don't you help with Ryan streams? No, not anymore. It's been almost a
It's
year
quitting
since I have
time
at this
at
point.
ENSCO, and the two men head their separate ways.
I got home and turned the TV on, and as I started to go into the kitchen, I noticed there was a tornado and it said live.
Local stations are saturating the news with coverage of the unusual tornado outbreak. At least a dozen twisters drop from the powerful supercell over the next few hours, including one that hits Oklahoma City. Some are short-lived. But at 5:46 p.m., one
Look at that thing.
tornado forms and stays on the ground for 7 miles. It quickly grows into a colossal giant.
Incredible. It is huge.
I mean, just how black it is. I mean, I understand that like the photography and lighting plays a huge role in that too, but it just looks so menacing, this tornado. Who is it on Ryan's streams? Is there somebody that looks like me? I don't know, maybe they've hired another person. It's not me. Is in fact not I. Maybe they have another news person. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's still mostly the same people. The people that I worked with behind the scenes for Ryan's stream are incredible people, and I still talk to them pretty regularly just to see how they're doing. So they're awesome people. Really talented. Just returned after half an hour break. What'd you miss? I somewhat chugged a beer. Not really, though. Her name is Carly. There's no way. There's no way there's another person that looks like me named Carly. I don't believe that. Carly, you ever notice when multiple vortices happen? Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting. Her name is Carly? For real? What a coincidence. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. I'll have to watch next time. Say hello or something. Oh, it's Ryan. Oh, yeah. It's his accountant. That's funny. That's why so many people say that I'm Ryan's sister. And I'm like, what? No. Okay, gotcha. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
Large, fat wedge. See power lines, debris everywhere.
It was this brown monster. It was just covered with dust and debris, and there was mud falling out of the sky on us.
Television
Oh, this
reports
dude sounds like
indicate
he has
the tornado
PTSD
is
from this.
bearing down on Chickasha, just 35 miles southwest of Stewart's house.
Carly and Carly.
He gets a daring idea and telephones Keith.
And he was asking if I wanted to see a tornado up close. And I was like, no, man, I got to do my laundry. I got to clean my room. I've got several things I need to do around the house.
You want to see a tornado up close? No, man, I gotta do laundry. Imagine. They made that such a casual conversation. Hey, man, you want to see a tornado up close? No, I gotta do laundry.
But Stuart is determined to see a tornado in person. 15 minutes later, Stuart calls again to make another appeal. This time, Keith gives in.
I was so excited, and I wanted somebody else to see it, you know, if we were able to see it. And
I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to drive around for a few hours, you know, not see anything.
But the two friends are about to get more than they bargained for. At
Hell yeah, they
6:30
are.
p.m., Stuart picks up Keith.
Morgan, thank you so much. Morgan Radford, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is a legit Southern conversation, it is. Reed coughs and dry heaves when he's excited. I've heard him talk about the fact that he has basically some kind of adrenal thing where he like his adrenaline is really intense, and so anytime he says he drinks coffee or something, he just gets crazy adrenaline. I don't know. I'm sure that storm chasing probably triggers that to an extent. Adrenal fatigue? I can't remember what he called it, but yeah, that's bonkers. Anonymous with the 30, thank you so much. And John Doe, welcome to the Rope Club. Thank you. I appreciate it. The members, by the way, there's different perks, but I'm working on a second video right now that I was working on before these tornadoes happened. So that's going to come out in the next couple of days, and members are going to get it first. So all the member tiers are going to get that a few days early next week. So
They speed south onto Interstate 35 toward the storm. 15 miles away, they cross into the neighboring city of Moore. There, they run head-on into the severe weather.
It just started hailing and raining extremely, extremely hard. I mean, you couldn't see 4 or 5 feet in front of the steering wheel.
The rain is too heavy to drive any farther.
thank you again, Morgan. I appreciate
At about
that.
6:45 p.m., Stewart pulls onto the emergency lane at the Shields Boulevard overpass.
I knew that bridge, the underpass was there. And I told Keith, I said, if there's a spot under that bridge, we're going to take it.
Well, when we got there, it was like that, and it just
Reed's
stopped raining,
adrenaline was in
hailing,
overdrive.
wind quit blowing and everything.
The two men take advantage.
Ooh, Ian, can we get a hint on the subject of the new video? Yes, you can. It is perceptions of tornadoes through history. It's not a tornado event. You know, I love covering tornado events, but I want to sprinkle historical stuff in there. I want to do interesting topics too. Eventually, I'll expand into hurricanes and stuff as well, but I'm kind of enjoying exploring different topics on tornadoes. So this one's going to be on perceptions of tornadoes throughout history, roughly around 1500 AD. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting. There's a lot of artwork, and I know that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. It's something that I wanted to make, and I think that some of you will probably enjoy as well. So even if it doesn't do well as a video, I think it'll be a fun thing to talk about. So just want to say thank you for all you do. You're one of the very few who keep it real. Well, thank you, J5. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are, I can't believe we've raised over $2,000. That kind of blows me away. Yeah.
Of the calm and jump out of the car. They run up the embankment where they can see the mighty twister that's now several miles away.
Oh, that's...
We went up on top of the bridge and looked back to the southwest from that area, and the tornado was visible, and it was huge.
My eyes got real big, and it was just like a fear rushed over me. I mean, it was almost
I will definitely talk
horrible
about
to
the
see it.
Lubbock, Texas one for sure.
The giant wedge-shaped tornado has grown into an F5.
Should cover the F0 that killed 2 people living inside a mobile home. Was that recently, Chrissy? I can certainly talk about it. Say hi to Ryan for me, please. I don't talk to Ryan like that.
Top rating of
I wish
any
I could.
tornado. Winds are estimated at an incredible 260 miles an hour or more.
I was pretty much mesmerized, just, you know, look at this thing. Not really being aware of the destruction that it was causing.
We were in awe because it was so huge. And then Stuart finally said, he's like, man, it's coming.
Stuart notices debris flying
Oh
through the
my
air,
God.
and it's falling closer than he had expected.
The whole sky is
Part
black
of this
too.
rooftop came out of the backside of the tornado, and I'm thinking to myself, if it's a mile away and it's a mile wide, it's pretty close to us.
A wave
Look
of
at
panic
it's
hit
literally black. The entire sky.
Stuart and Keith. They realize the monstrous tornado is heading. It's too late to escape.
The tornado was just throwing so much debris that you couldn't get away.
And I told Keith at that point, it's time to get under the bridge.
Somewhere
I said, you know,
in
we
the
could do the next
90s,
Andover. and they
In
couldn't
Little
let
Fort
one under
Minnesota.
that
Okay,
bridge.
Chrissy, I'll write that down.
Stuart and Keith run for cover under this overpass. But as they are about to find out, it is no match for the incredible
Jim
power
Cantori.
of an
Ooh, he does not look good with hair. He looks much better without hair. Very suave with no hair. With hair?
F5 tornado. That's next when Storm Stories returns.
Dejan, I saw an interesting blog about people comparing the descriptions of the tri-state tornado to modern tornadoes. Hackleburg, Yazoo City, and the Birmingham ones were... You know what? That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'd like to read that, actually. Hey, Carly, you should have done a video on 2013 Hattiesburg, sorry. Yeah, I can do that. I've got a notepad. I'm writing these down. I've got a whole list of stuff.
It's just before 7 p.m. on May 3rd, 1999.
Cantori's handsome today,
And
yes.
multiple tornadoes are breaking out all over Oklahoma. One mammoth F5 twister, stretching a mile wide, is heading straight for the city of Moore. 1 mile to the northeast, 24-year-old storm chaser Mark Weinberg tries desperately to stay out of its path.
Wow, he's only 24 at the time, too.
Oh, crap! It's closer than I thought! Mr. Bree, go, go, go!
I mean, it was right behind us, and we had to get going.
Anonymous, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Did not want to be that close because I wasn't completely familiar with those roads, and I did not want to get in a dead end.
But Keith Webb and Stuart Ernest
Rick,
have no
thank you for the
chance to
20.
escape.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate it.
The towering twister
Thank you.
is almost directly on top of them. The terrified men scramble up the embankment of an overpass for shelter.
But I told Stuart, I was like, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. I can't handle this. I don't know why I came.
Sound Cool Breezer,
There's
thank you so
3
much. I
radio
appreciate you.
antennas on 4th Street, the local radio station. I kept telling Keith, get a good look at those because they won't be here when we come out from under this bridge.
And I'm like, okay. I don't need to be thinking about that right now, you know?
Drivers heading south on Interstate 35 realize they are cut off by the mile-wide twister. More than a dozen motorists hit the brakes at the Shields Boulevard overpass.
And all the cars that were pulling up there were slamming into each other, rolling, and then people were jumping out.
There was a truck driver that pulled up, parked beside my pickup. He interlocked arms with
This is where the Andover footage comes into play because people saw the Andover footage of them sheltering under a overpass, and now people in the Bridge Creek Moore area are about to shelter under an overpass, which is about to be tragic. I read some really graphic descriptions of some of the people who lived through this specific event under overpasses, and there were multiple people who were kind of lined up under the overpass in their cars. I heard of people losing ears and noses and obviously limbs. People lost their lives, of course. I don't know how much they're going to talk about it here, but just stuff that I've read. Maxwell, if you ever do make a video on the forgotten 2011 outbreak, my family has a ton of photos. That's awesome. I will certainly reach out. I've got a business email. It's carlysweather@gmail.com. So I could probably reach out to you and get some photos. I'll probably end up talking about it at some point in the future. Laundry guy cracks me up. Can't wait for new videos. You're one of the better YouTubers who talk about severe weather like this with genuine compassion. I certainly like to talk about the lasting implications. That's my favorite part of talking about these.
With Keith.
Oh, you were listening to a tape of someone recorded the weatherman during this event, and they were legit saying to shelter under the overpass. I believe that. Honestly, I think at this time it was probably regarded as people genuinely thought it was a safe place to be, and maybe even some of the weathermen as well, some of the meteorologists. What is the tri-state tornado? Can you explain it? And I just made a video on it if you want to really deep dive on it. But in 1925, basically the longest track and one of the most violent tornadoes tore through Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. And it's just really prolific and has remained one of the most prolific tornadoes in American history since 1925. So just really intense tornado.
I just pulled him up close to me by the belt. I said, hang on, and he goes, this is going to be bad. And I was like, I know. And me and Stuart started telling everybody, hold on to each other, hand, head to toe.
The horrified group lies on the sloping pavement with arms and legs locked together.
Oh my God.
As the tornado approached, you get this sense of helplessness at a point.
Can you imagine?
And then the adrenaline kicks in and you're thinking, okay, am I really ready for this?
Stuart has a frightening flashback to the 1991 footage of Andover, Kansas. Those people, too, were hit by a tornado under an overpass.
They weren't hit head on, though.
I started thinking, and the comment that I made about Andover.
Stuart can hardly believe he is about to have the same experience. As the gigantic twister roars closer, Keith strains to get a look.
I raised my head up because I'm more scared of what I can't see than what I can. You can start feeling stuff hitting you now.
God, look at that.
What Keith sees next is almost unbelievable. A 26-year-old woman named Tram Bowie is running toward the overpass. She is steps ahead of her husband, who is carrying their two children, ages 2 and 4.
He had one of them like this, and he had one of them by like an arm or a leg, just hanging, dragging. I mean, just running with him.
As the tornado swoops in, the father drops and covers the two children. They desperately hold onto the guardrail. But the young mother isn't so lucky. She is stopped in her tracks by the powerful winds.
And it just looked like somebody hit rewind on her, except instead of going this way, she went straight up. And that's the last I saw of her.
Just then, the full force of the twister bears down on the overpass. Winds are howling at up to 300 miles an hour.
The ground started shaking real violently, and of course, you hear people yelling under the bridge.
I watched it suck the girl in front of me out. I mean, she was there, then I seen the back of her head raise up, and she was gone.
It was just like somebody opened the gates of hell.
Man, that's a heavy one. Anonymous, thank you so much for the 20. Arme, thank you so much for the 20 as well. And Aroli, thank you so much for the 50. You guys are really blowing me out of the water. Thank you so much. Gosh, this one and this specific story, and there's another one about a mother and her young child, and the mother basically had to let go of her child. I think that was another one from this event. So just a really tragic overall. Gosh. Jeff, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate you, and I hope you're doing well and you have a great weekend.
And then I turned like this, and the guy that I was hanging on to, the truck driver, was gone.
The unforgiving winds hurl tons of dirt and debris under the bridge.
Look at all that debris.
Large pieces of rubble fly through the air.
Something hit me in the shoulder, and I thought, my God, I just lost my arm.
Stuart feels the sting of another piece of debris and realizes his arm is okay.
I just kept thinking, God, don't let something hit me in the head. Please don't. And It was almost to a visual in your mind where you could see the layers of air going over your top of your body like they use in wind tunnels.
But the awesome
They were in a
power of
wind
the
tunnel,
twister
basically.
proves too much for Keith. The extreme winds lift him up into the air.
I felt myself bouncing off the bridge whenever it sucked me out. The debris was hitting me so hard that it beat me kind of into like the fetal position.
I could hear him screaming my name, and as he went by, all I could think of was, God, I hope he's okay wherever he lands.
The tornado tears at Keith with such force that it literally blows the shoes and socks off his feet.
I said, please, God, don't let me die. And then in my head, I was thinking, you know, I said goodbye to myself, or goodbye to everybody I knew, because I knew I was going to die.
Keith opens his eyes to get a rare view of the inside of a twister.
All I could see was a bright, bright white light. I mean, that's it. And then it was probably the most...
Everybody, a celebrity has just entered the chat. It's Carrie Monster. Hello, welcome. I'm happy to have you here.
peaceful moment through the whole tornado. I saw my life flash before my eyes. Every single person that you
The
meet,
debris
you
on
see
this
them,
thing.
especially in a near-death experience. You see their face one at a time. I mean, it's real hard to deal with. The next thing I saw was me in a casket. See yourself in that position. It's like watching your own funeral.
The amount of PTSD that I guarantee so many people had from this event, or even those who aren't directly impacted. I mean, what a horrific, violent event. I mean, I can't imagine. Hello, Carrie. I hope you're doing well on this Thursday evening. I wish you were my mail person. I need to move out there, I think, is what needs to happen. Yeah, I mean, you can tell this guy's traumatized. Clearly. Jessica Gallagher, thank you for joining, and welcome to the Rope Club. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, friend. Yeah. What a terrible event.
Then, the fickle tornado spits Keith out, dropping...
Why does the sky turn green? You know what? Andy actually explained this to me one time, because I had the same question. I think he explained it on stream, and I'm not going to try to butcher that explanation, so I'm going to let you know I'm very sorry.
in a ditch, 70...
Oh, hey, what's up? No, you didn't miss anything. I tried very sadly to chug a beer, and it didn't really happen, so that's it.
5 feet away.
The last thing I remember saying to myself before I opened my eyes and it could actually see was, please God, don't let me die. I mean, that's all I could think about was not dying.
Seconds later, the ferocious winds die down, and the tornado heads northeast toward Oklahoma City. Bruised and bleeding, Keith finds himself submerged up to his neck in mud and debris.
And then the first thing out of my mouth was Stuart. I started screaming for Stuart.
As I got up and slid down the embankment,
Oh, Pico's Hank has a video on it?
first thought that I
There you go.
had was I've got to find my friend.
Dejan, you're a psychotherapist? And you treat PTSD? That's awesome. That is really awesome. Holy cow. I didn't know that.
May 3rd, 1999, Oklahoma City. At 7:50 p.m., a mile-wide F5 tornado dissipates after being on the ground for nearly an hour and a half. 9 miles southwest, at the Shields Boulevard overpass.
Where's the cat?
Stuart
Y'all want to
Ernest
see him
has
again?
escaped with only cuts and bruises. For several agonizing minutes, he searches for his friend, Keith Webb. Stuart finally finds Keith 75 feet away, buried in a ditch.
I had wood all over me. I had glass sticking out of me. The hardest thing
Look
for me to
at
deal
him.
with right there
Bless
was
his
because it
heart.
was my fault. I chose to go there.
Stuart carefully pulls Keith from the thick muck.
Bless his
An ambulance
heart.
arrives minutes later. Barbara Yates is one of the first doctors on the scene.
She ran straight
Robert,
towards
thank
me.
you for joining.
She
I
basically
appreciate
told
you.
me, I'm not going to let you die.
Keith was a mess. He looked like he stood at the exit end of a chipper shredder. He had stuff all over him.
Keith and Stuart are quickly loaded into an ambulance and examined at a hospital 10 miles away. Amazingly, Keith is not seriously injured.
I've got 4 or 5 nurses.
I mean,
scrubbing my
these are
back.
things like these are all tiny pieces of debris that are just slamming into his body, like the kind of amount of fine grinding of all of this debris that's individually pelting him is just unreal, you know? That's awful. The sky turns green because the icy hail reflects the light. Refracts the light. Can I read? Thank you for that, Joshua. I appreciate it.
And they had tweezers in one hand and a rag in another.
Stuart's injuries are also minor. Strangely, his brush with death has been a total rush, in spite of putting himself and his best friend in danger.
I felt responsible.
He was
for
just
him.
trying to do his laundry.
After he got out of the hospital, we had a chance to reflect on it. You know, of course, we cried.
Those boys are bonded. Those boys will never forget each other. They're going to be friends for life.
More than 70 twisters dropped down in the Midwest during May 3rd's unusual tornado.
The amount of homes that were leveled to is just unreal. Have another beer. You guys are a great influence.
Outbreak. A total of 46 people lost their lives. It took workers 9 days to locate the body of 26-year-old Tram Bowie. She had been buried under 6 feet of rubble, just feet from where Keith Webb was rescued. The rest of her family survived.
I'm glad her
Chasing
kids
so many
survived.
violent tornadoes in one day made a deep impression on meteorology student Mark Weinberg. Teaching no longer held his interest. Mark is now a television meteorologist in Little Rock, Arkansas, warning viewers of the next tornado.
I mean, this is a really short storm stories on an event that could have easily been like an hour and a half long video. You know, like definitely a longer thing. And that's what I think, you know, the reason I talk about or make my videos originally was just so that I could kind of make videos that mimic storm stories, because people loved storm stories so much and they stopped making them and there was no real replacement for it. And I feel like the storm documentary category of entertainment kind of died off for a long time, and I think people like myself and a lot of you, I'm sure, really missed the storm story genre. So that was really my intention with my channel. But I mean, of course, with a production team like the Weather Channel has, they're able to interview survivors. They're able to put a lot more money into the production behind it. So it'd be great if they did a sort of revamp of storm stories. But I mean, I don't know that the Weather Channel will ever be what it used to be honest. Carrie, you're off tomorrow, so I'll have one if you have one. I'll have another beer. Y'all want to have a beer? POC. Welcome to the Rope Club. I'm so happy to have you. Carly, you should cover the 2002 Van Wert tornado. It's very interesting. I can do that. I have a little notepad right here. 2002 Van. If I have another beer, I will be tipsy. I'm just letting you guys know that. They should hire you to revamp it. They don't want little old me. Yeah, I still watch all the storm stories. I've watched a ton of them over and over again. I wish... Okay, Storm Stories, Bridge Creek, 2013. More, let's do 2013. Did they do a Storm Stories on the 2013? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Weatherbox covered Van Wert. I want to watch a Weatherbox video right now, but I don't want to watch it without his permission. If you guys want to watch Weatherbox, I would recommend going to do that. I just don't want to show his content without asking him first, so I'm sorry. Frankie B, welcome to the Rope Club. Thank you so much for being here. I mentioned this earlier if you guys didn't hear. Those who are members are going to get the next video a couple days early. That's one of the perks. So just so you know, I'm working on an extra video that's going to come out next week, and members will get it 2 days early. Watch the 2008 Atlanta tornado episode of Storm Stories. We can do that. Atlanta. Hot Atlanta.
Hearing.
So I actually wanted to talk about this event, but because I live in Atlanta, I was going to go down to film in the areas where the tornado struck, but then I realized that they tore down one of the main buildings, the Georgia Dome, that was hit. So I don't think it's going to be, you know, very feasible at this point. That's okay. Can you cover the 85? The Pennsylvania F5. I've covered it in the 80s tornado video. I could probably cover it in a separate video. I have talked about it briefly, just not nearly, you know, what I could talk about it. Suspicious Silence, welcome to the Rope Club as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, Weatherbox. If you guys haven't watched Weatherbox, I would recommend going to his channel. Alfiria has a great channel on a lot of weather events as well, and both of them are a lot more established than I am. So Weatherbox and Alfiria, if you guys want to find like an obscure weather event that's not really discussed as much, I guarantee you one of those two content creators has probably talked about it. I've still only been doing this for a year, so they've got a lot more content than I do, so, which is great.
There was only one tornado that night, and it just happened to be right in downtown Atlanta.
How could this possibly happen?
You don't pay attention to weather forecasts.
I'm gonna get a beer. We're gonna watch this one, and then we'll probably be done. But I'm gonna go grab one more beer.
Sound of a freight train.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the 5.
You could hear pipes being snapped. You could hear wires sparking.
We didn't know if the main part of the building was standing. The whole wall was gone. The roof was gone.
It looked a little bit like a war zone.
I honestly did not want to go back and look for my friends, mainly because I didn't want to see my best friend dead.
From the Weather Channel, this is Storm Stories with meteorologist Jim Cantori.
Without a doubt, when people hear the word tornado, they think of the ominous gray twisters so often seen tearing across the open plains of Tornado Alley. Torrential downpours, hail, devastating winds. Many forget that large urban centers can also be hit.
Downtowns of major cities certainly are not immune to tornadoes. It's purely just a matter of the statistics and the land area that a downtown of a city represents a very, very small percentage of the whole state or the United States.
And when the rare tornado hits a metropolitan area packed with unsuspecting residents, the results can be catastrophic. Friday night, March 14th, 2008. Downtown Atlanta is filled with people attending conventions, parties, and sporting events. Few know on this balmy spring evening that a supercell is developing just north.
1980 Grand Island tornado outbreak. I can look into that. Y'all ready? We gotta crack it open together. I wonder if anyone will be arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a Carly. Certainly possible. Ready? Okay, cheers.
Northwest of the city, a powerful tornado is about to plow through the heart of downtown Atlanta.
Debris Ball 420. Jim Cantor is genuinely one of my first crushes.
Thousands of unsuspecting fans are packed into the Georgia Dome for the Southeastern Conference basketball tournament. Raycom Sports is broadcasting the live event and Tim Brando is their play-by-play commentator.
It was a very important game. It was the quarterfinal round. You're playing to win your way into March Madness. Mississippi State is playing Alabama.
It's a great ball game, and it comes down to the end of regulation. And
beer
a player
number
by
3.
the name of Mikael Riley for Alabama hits a three-point shot with pretty much no time on the clock to force overtime.
It's Atlanta hard cider, y'all.
And so the whole, Georgia Dome, everyone's going crazy.
Cindy, I still have a crush on Jim Cantori as well. Don't feel bad about that. That man is a fine wine. Twista Bix Ray, welcome to the rope. Oh, so the wedge formation. That's the highest tier. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Easy. We just had a buzzer beater to
I'll bring
tie the
Blaze.
game. We're going to overtime, baby. This is great stuff.
Just as the roar of the crowd thunders through the dome, Weather Channel meteorologist Stu Ostro makes his way into the downtown MARTA train station after leaving early from the Atlanta Hawks game at Phillips Arena.
Didn't see anything, no thunder, no lightning, no wind, nothing. Went down into the train station and thought everything was normal.
Ostro receives an automated severe thunderstorm warning on his cell phone for DeKalb County, just east of downtown Atlanta.
I looked at the radar on my cell phone and I thought, that sure looks like a supercell thunderstorm, but it was tiny, so I couldn't really tell. And weather was the farthest thing from my mind. Everything seemed like a nice, normal, balmy March night in Atlanta.
Within seconds, the supercell picks up speed as rain and hail crash down upon the city. Totally unaware, fans watch as Mississippi State and Alabama play into overtime. But the pressure cooker inside is suddenly overshadowed by the dramatic weather engulfing the dome. The storm is so powerful, it interferes with the television signal from the game.
The ball is being brought up the court. There's a foul. At the time the foul is committed, the whistle blows and the rumbling begins, and you can tell something is not right.
She is fouled by Stewart. That's a block. And we're hearing some rumbling behind us.
At that point in my headphones, I'm hearing
The people are like
what
completely
I know is
oblivious.
the sound of a freight train.
Just outside the dome, Raycom producer David Behringer and his crew try to hold strong against the brutal winds tormenting their truck.
The truck started moving back and forth and started shaking. And everybody inside the truck kind of looked at each other and we're like, what's going on? And you looked and it was just shaking and moving around. And you're talking about a big production truck. It's a big 18-wheeler production truck just moving and bouncing around.
Associate
Wouldn't be
producer
me.
Alex Farmentino, who is seeing the powerful effects of the tornado
Official
inside the
LIVESTREAM.
dome, is terrified by the chaos he hears unfolding in the
Barry?
production truck outside.
Barry Bones is in here, everybody. I hope you're doing well, Barry. Aw. Please give Barry Bones a pat for all of us. Multiple pats, please. I hope you're doing well.
I hear everyone in the truck over the headset start screaming. And that's like, there's kind of this, whoa, what's that? What's going on? And we're kind of listening thinking, what in the world? Well, then you look on the TV and then things are shaking and, the catwalk swinging back and forth.
We look up and a camera takes a scoreboard and the scoreboard's rocking back and forth. And you're talking about a big scoreboard in the middle of the Georgia Dome rocking back and forth.
An EF2 tornado is hammering through the center of downtown Atlanta, causing destruction inside of buildings and arenas filled with unsuspecting people.
I wish they would
But
show
a
which
tornado
cell
is
it
the
was.
last thing on anyone's mind. In
Jeez.
fact, in its over 100-year history, a tornado has
given.
never
Thank you
hit
so much.
downtown Atlanta.
First thing you think of, first thing I thought of, it just went poof. I said, oh my, this is a bomb, a terrorist attack or something. It's the first thing you think of.
Marcus Garcia, thank you so much.
Because
Thank you.
what's going to move a truck?
That's very kind.
What's
Thank you so
going to
much.
make the scoreboard bounce around?
Still underground and shielded from the storm, Ostro does not make the connection.
We're waiting in the train station and everything seems okay, but then we noticed there's some sort of haze coming down the tracks, and I thought, that's odd.
Carrie, you did not have to join the wedge formation. The wedge formation. Thank you so much, Carrie. A real celebrity in our chat, in our presence. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
What could be causing that haze? It wasn't foggy outside.
What was the damage totals for this event? To my understanding, it went through downtown Atlanta. It damaged the roofs of some buildings, but we're talking about larger buildings. To my knowledge, there were no fatalities from this specific tornado. There was from a separate tornado in this outbreak in a different part of Georgia. But in terms of the damage here from this specific tornado in Atlanta, not that much, from what I understand. Oh my God, MJ Cleveland for the 50. Thank you so much. Wow, holy cow, thank you. We've 2,500. Are you kidding me? Debris ball in. Welcome to the wedge formation. Holy cow, this is unreal. Thank you, Carrie, and thank you for the 20 head hearts and finger hearts. Thank you all so much. Snowy Girl 2010 donated $100. Are you shitting me? What are y'all on tonight? What are we on? Thank you. Thank you all so much. I cannot express how thankful I am. My goal was $500. Okay? I wanted to raise $500 and we're at $2,600. This is unreal. Thank you all so much. We talked about the charity earlier. It's going to Team Rubicon, who is in Mississippi right now. They're in Amory and in Rolling Fork, so this is going directly to them and the tornado relief. So honestly, I can't say thank you enough. Wow. Company inbox with the 50 finger hearts and head hearts. Hand hearts also. I don't think there's any other hearts that I can do. Thank you so much. Am I gonna have to chug this beer also? Is that what y'all are telling me? Dang. High on life, low on food. That's not good.
So it's not that. I didn't really think anything further of it.
But above ground, the metro area appears under attack. And by the time the storm leaves,
My viewers are loaded, apparently.
and 30 injured.
Or they just really want to donate to charity.
Among those who are suddenly caught off
Thank you,
guard
Marcus.
as the fast-moving storm arrives on the outskirts of the city are James McConnell and April Donaldson.
It was like wind coming this way, and then it turned around, and wind started coming from the other direction.
Anonymous
We're
with the
like,
5, thank you.
And just started running.
I glanced back, and then James was like, "There's a tornado!" and across the street, and I was like, "Whoa, it is a tornado!"
Sorry, I keep pausing it. I apologize. Thank you for the 50, Anonymous, whoever you are. You should show yourself so I can say a proper Southern thank you. Blaze, come here. I'm going to make him say thank you also.
It was about 2 stories tall and wider
Advertising
than the
revenue off
street
the
that it was
beer.
coming down.
We just kept trying to run. We were just trying to run from it.
With the tornado literally looming down on them, James and April dive for their lives behind a neighbor's house.
There was a billboard spinning in the air, and we were getting hit with debris. Like, I remember thinking, like, it's either gonna come and like
Why
lift
should I
us
stop
up,
drinking the
or
beer?
we're gonna get hit with something really heavy.
It just sounded like my
Jacob,
brain
thank you.
telling me, "You're going to die."
Back at the Dome, Tim Brando shifts from reporting on
Don't
the
stop
game
drinking
to
beer.
chronicling the scary events unfolding inside the arena.
Debris had fallen onto the arena floor.
You're not having a blonde moment. You're totally fine. It's only on the desktop, from what I understand. You have to go on a laptop or a desktop or something to sign up for the channel, to join the channel, or sometimes even not subscribing. But I mean, I would try on a laptop if you're having a hard time. You're not having a blonde moment. It's kind of goofy the way it works, so I apologize. Mega Mood, thank you for the 20. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, you guys don't have to apologize if you aren't able to donate. Like, there's no, like I said, there's no obligation to donate. This is just raising awareness, and if you can donate, that's cool. If not, you know, I would never judge somebody for not donating to, you know, a cause. It's just raising awareness, and I'm just really thankful that you guys are here. And what in the world is happening? What are you guys on? Jake, thank you for the 20. What if Carly got drunk? We're getting close, but you guys keep donating so I can't end the stream. I'm getting tipsy. Andrew Shirley donated 50. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. Mark with a 75. What in the world? Thank you so much. I'm getting tipsy at this point because I didn't think we were going to be going on for so long. Holy cow. You already donated somewhere else? No, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. You guys have already blown me out of the water. I'm so thankful. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you all so much. Hi, Carly. Hello. Hello, hello.
There were these washers that
I'm trying to
fell
act normal.
from, nuts and bolts that were at the top of the dome that had come unhinged and fallen onto the court.
This is a piece of debris, one of the hinges that fell onto the court. One of our technicians picked it up and brought it to me a moment ago.
You could see some of the debris, it almost looks like feathers, and what it was part of
Pixel,
the
welcome to the wedge
styrofoam
formation. Thank you so much. I'm happy to have you. Thank you.
Of the dome. So you knew that whatever had happened had caused enough structural damage that the actual lining of the dome had come apart at the seams.
When you look up, you can see holes in the Georgia Dome. You don't know if the roof's going to cave in. You don't know what's going to happen at that time.
The noises from a loud stampede echo in the arena as fans in the bleachers beneath the swinging rafters run for their safety.
At that point, I was really concerned because then it's not just a situation where the weather outside is having an impact on what's going on inside, but the panic of those inside could be causing another issue.
The roof was cloth,
altogether.
yes.
People,
the
they
biggest
were just
thing.
white. It was very strange. The looks in people's eyes were kind of, what's going on?
People were leaving.
Yeah, so the thing with the Atlanta tornado is that the game was almost not going to go into overtime and people started to leave. The Georgia Dome was literally made of cloth at the top before they made the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So this was a very structurally not as sound building to be in because obviously once the dome goes off, you're exposed to a lot. A birthday. Your birthday. Happy birthday. Holy cow. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. We're so close to 3,000. I don't expect us to get there. I mean, I don't have that expectation. I'm already really blown out of the water with what we've done so far. I don't want to be like super tipsy on stream because that's where we're approaching. Just being honest with you all. But if we hit 3,000, that'd be crazy. But we're going to keep watching this. Once we finish the Atlanta tornado one, I'll probably end stream. But we still got a few minutes, and I'm still working on this beer. So, Michael, welcome to the Stovepipe Society. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you.
Friday night, March 14th, 2008. A supercell has spawned a tornado that is barreling its way through the heart of downtown Atlanta, causing major property damage
Anonymous,
and catching
thank you for
those
the
in its
20.
path by complete surprise.
Cat
Play
4
is stopped
tipsy.
at the Mississippi State-Alabama basketball game in the Georgia Dome. And after several minutes, an arena announcer informs confused fans of the severe weather in downtown Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen, severe weather conditions still exist in downtown Atlanta. Thank you for your patience.
Last thing you think is a weather situation. You don't pay attention to the weather forecast. It's in a dome.
Nobody's
It's in
caring
Georgia
about the
Dome.
weather at that point,
In just seconds, an
Amy,
EF2
hello.
tornado with wind speeds
I'm so
up to
happy to see you, Amy.
130 miles per hour leaves a dark and devastating backdrop of twisted metal, strewn
I hope
debris,
you're doing well.
blown out hotel windows, and crushed cars in the city's downtown area. It doesn't take long for the Raycom production crew to realize what could have happened if Mikhail Riley had not sunk that three-point shot, sending the game into overtime.
I dare say at least 5 or...
That's the biggest thing about the Atlanta tornado is that had the game ended and had they not gone into overtime, everyone would have been leaving the stadium exactly at the time that the tornado was hitting Atlanta. So the concern obviously being that people are outside walking, going to their cars and parking garages and different things, just being outside. as the tornado bears down on Atlanta. But miraculously, someone scores and they end up going into overtime, which kind of saved a lot of people from, from being outside during this twister. Lady Cat Singer donated 10. Thank you so much. And another 5 from Anonymous. Thank you guys. I'm blown away. You guys have really blown me away today. My original goal was $500 and we're almost at $3,000. So I'm blown away.
10,000 people could have been exiting the Georgia Dome had that ball not gone through the hoop. And I think that's the real story here. That young man, he may have saved some lives.
Miraculously, no serious injuries are reported from the downtown area. But it's not over yet.
No injuries or fatalities. Yeah.
Back across town, James and April are face to face with the tornado.
I thought I was gonna pass out.
Every time I think of it, it's like that was something really strange and wild that we survived, and I don't know how. It changed direction on the street where we were. It turned right.
James and April narrowly escaped sure disaster. But now the tornado is heading straight for the Cotton Mill Lofts, a historic residential complex in Cabbage Town, about 3 miles east of the Georgia Dome. Lauren Weiss is hosting a dinner party in her new apartment on the top floor of the Lofts with friends Vanessa.
Amy, you were always doing this. I swear. Everyone say a special thank you to Amy. She's part of Ryan Hall's streams. She works tirelessly. I met her working with Ryan Hall, and she is always doing so much for the community. It's unreal. Amy is always donating and just always being here, always showing up, and I really appreciate it. A special, huge thank you to Amy, who is always here for the community, and I can't say thank you enough. And I've had a lot of good conversations with Amy. Truly a sweet person. And we are at $3,200. I'm kind of blown away. I know I don't have like the biggest reach ever, but to me, the fact that we can help raise $3,000 to go to an individual organization, a veteran-owned organization who's out there working right now, it means everything to me. And I know it means a lot to you guys as well. That's why you guys are here and showing up and participating and donating, and it means a lot. And it really shows the heart of the community too, that when it's needed most, you guys are here and you're showing up and you're donating. And I know that's not an easy thing to do in this economy. It's not an easy thing to donate your hard-earned money, but you guys are doing that, and I really appreciate it. This is more than I could have asked for. I don't know. I just feel really touched. I appreciate it. I went to donate, but my credit card got scammed. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it is just the way you said it. It's okay. I don't expect anyone to donate. It's totally fine. I hope that you do more videos. Of course. Of course. I'm just getting started. Definitely just getting started. Oh, Marcus, you're active duty. Thank you so much for your service. Rubicon is awesome. That's why I chose them. They are veteran owned and operated, and they're completely volunteer based. It's an international organization. They do incredible work, and like I said, they're in Amory and in Rolling Fork right now. So I picked them because they are doing the micro dirty jobs work in Mississippi right now, and I just really appreciate it. Exactly, Amy. Just being here, showing up, means so much to me. So yeah, we're gonna finish this one. What project is kept on hold? I'm working on, I actually made a video before this tornado outbreak happened on the historical perceptions of tornadoes since 1500 AD, and kind of going through the Renaissance period on perceptions of tornadoes, examining artwork, and I actually talk about Native American perceptions of tornadoes as well, which was kind of really what I wanted to focus on. I could make a whole other video about that. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting one. It'll be coming out sometime later this week, I think. I'd love to donate, but my credit card declined. No, it's okay. It's, you know, I have no expectation. There's no obligation to do so. I'm just really happy you guys are even here in the first place. So, thank you. I'm so glad I felt so helpless during the tornado. I felt the same way. It's a really helpless feeling to watch it happen. Your dad worked in Amory for half a decade? Oh my gosh, Ian, I'm sorry. I'm sure that's tough. It's a pretty small town too, from what I understand. If you have a question about weather history, Carly is your girl. Me or Alfiria or Weatherbox. Those are two other really good creators that I like a lot. Did anyone notice that the Amory tornado was on the same track as Smithfield? Oh, was it really? Dang. I wonder if Tornado Archivist got that information up yet. If not, I will examine these tornadoes at some point in the future. But y'all know I like to talk about the long-term implications of these tornadoes, so I want to wait and see, you know, what sort of longer-lasting recovery and mental health efforts and longer-lasting social implications are there, and then I'll talk about it. What is the most forgotten outbreak in the U.S. that you would call particularly notable? The one before the April 27th, 2011 outbreak, I think it was April 14th to 15th, was a pretty intense outbreak. I would say that one's the more infamous, forgotten outbreak, if you will. Have you heard about the Czech Republic EF4? I think so. I did one about European tornadoes. I might have heard about it. I can check, though. Marcus, thank you so much for joining the wedge formation. That's the highest tier, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to finish this and this beer before I get too
Elkin
tipsy.
And PJ Bullock. PJ brings his new 8-week-old puppy Jackson to share in the event. The evening is about to take a disastrous turn.
After dinner, we were sitting around, just didn't have the TV on, kind of just enjoying each other's company and talking. So it started to rain, and the storm was picking up. I got up to close the window, and I couldn't close the window.
We all kind
Debris
of stood
ball.
up because we thought it was really
That's a good
odd
one.
that she had to put that much force on the window. And right when we all stood up, we started to notice in the far back corner of the unit, dust falling from the ceiling.
At the same time, Lauren's downstairs neighbor John Washington Jr. also notices something is terribly wrong.
Far away, you can see the power line exploding.
not
and
get
that's when I
tornado
knew, okay,
warnings?
this
I mean,
is not normal because it was coming towards me.
I'm a little
I felt
confused.
the ground trembling, and then before I knew it, it was like the lights blew. By the time the lights blew, I mean, I took off, and that's when I ran, and I jumped inside the bathroom.
Upstairs at Lauren's dinner party, things are quickly progressing from bad to worse.
I looked up and I saw the corner of the building kind of bouncing.
The window started to slowly crack, and all of a sudden the roof just peeled back like a can of sardines. It was just a huge snap. The ceiling collapsed in on us, the walls collapsed in on us.
The floor was buckling underneath me, which was really strange because the floor is concrete.
There was no time for me to think about what was actually happening to me. It was just happening.
Back downstairs, John takes refuge in his bathtub. He can only imagine the destruction happening around him.
The ceilings is like pancake down on the other side, on the far corner, and to hear the cement and the building shake and everything is still going.
Doesn't seem
it's
like there were
just
any warnings.
Where am I?
I'm a little confused.
I'm not falling, but I hear things falling. What is going on?
None of these people seem to be aware
Upstairs,
at
in a
all.
state of panic, PJ escapes from Lauren's collapsing apartment into the hallway, separating himself from his friends.
The wind was pushing me down the hallway and pitch black, dark, using the lightning bolts as a way to sort of light my way down the hallway. You know, just kind of accepted the fact that this might be, you know, the last moments on Earth. And when I finally made it to the corridor I was in, I took off full speed, running down the hallway as the remaining part of the ceiling crashed behind me.
Inside the apartment, Lauren and Vanessa dodge flying bricks and falling debris.
I just
Regarding the Czech tornado, it was as if they did not know a tornado was hitting them. I agree with that. I think there's probably just a real, understandably so, like a lack of tornado knowledge or what may or may not be dangerous. It's the same thing when I talk about tornadoes in China. It's like the perception of how dangerous those tornadoes is a completely different concept to people in China than it is here. I mean, here we totally understand how dangerous tornadoes can be, but when you're talking about a country like China or the Czech Republic or a lot of these European countries, it's like without the full understanding, knowing the gravity of the situation of how deadly even these seemingly smaller tornadoes can be, you know, you get a lot of really intense up-close footage. Particularly in China, I feel like. Yeah, for this one too, I guess this is 2008, so not everyone's going to have a smartphone. I don't know where the tornado sirens in Atlanta would be, to be honest. Unstable One donated 5. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. If I remember correctly, it developed so quickly and was so short-lived that the National Weather Service couldn't catch it on a radar. It's very possible. Eastern Europe gets hella tornadoes. I don't understand why they don't get warnings. I don't either, Carrie. I mean, after I did a video on European tornadoes, and like I knew that Europe got tornadoes, but I was kind of shocked at how many and how many violent ones they got, like even recently. It's kind of bonkers to me that they don't have a little bit, especially for Europe, you know? I feel like Europe would maybe step their game up a little bit in terms of, I don't know, maybe getting some tornado sirens. Yeah. Greg, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you. Finger hearts and head hearts. Thank you. People today still think you should hear a tornado siren. I'll be honest with y'all. I've been through a tornado in 2016 in my hometown. I've never once in my entire life heard a tornado siren. I lived in Tennessee, in a small town in Tennessee. I lived through a tornado. I went through a tornado during my night shift job. And I moved to Georgia, and I've never heard a siren. I've never heard test tornado sirens. I've never heard any of that. And to me, that's really crazy, especially considering that I've lived in Tennessee and in Georgia, like two southern states that definitely do get tornadoes, and I have never heard a siren before, not even a test or anything. So I have very little faith in outdoor tornado sirens. I know that they do serve a purpose for some specific groups, and I'm really happy about that, but wouldn't be for me, you know. I've heard tornado sirens far too much. I'm glad that some of y'all do. To me, it's weird that I've never heard one before. We had regular tests in mid-Michigan. I'm glad y'all do. We had test sirens Wednesday morning of the... Yeah. I'm glad y'all do. See, I mean, I'm glad that most of y'all have, like, had a tornado siren test, but, like, to me, it blows my mind that I never have. Like, why have I never heard a tornado siren in my whole life? Isn't it interesting? Carrie, you have a lot of faith in tornado sirens, but you are outside most of the time. Y'all need them too. I mean, obviously, like, nobody should rely on the tornado sirens, but I think it's a good way to have them. There's still a lot of people who don't have a lot of notifications on their phone, so I think having the outdoor siren in a lot of ways does still serve a purpose for a certain group of people. But obviously it shouldn't be the only way that you get warnings, you know. Someone created a petition against tornadoes, which, what do you mean a petition against tornadoes? Just them not happening anymore, or a petition to get sirens, or that's funny. Tornado sirens were designed to save your life. I would like to hear one day. I would like to know where the one here is. That would make me feel much better. Yes, Amy. Weather radio for sure.
just remember the dust and the sparking. I remember squeezing onto Vanessa very tightly.
We were just holding on as tightly as we could to each other.
From the bathroom below, John hears a terrifying sound.
I heard a scream like never ever before from Lauren. I mean, it was a scream like my life is in danger type of scream.
As quickly as the storm arrives, it's over.
I got my flashlight, and that's when I looked on the wall behind me.
Wow.
And the whole wall had just split all
A
the way
brick building
across.
too.
John makes his way safely out of the building to the street. Meanwhile, having taken refuge in the laundry room, PJ fears the worst for his friends.
I waited for a good 15 seconds for everything to die down. And then I was kind of stuck in a mental tug of war. I honestly did not want to go back and look for my...
I've talked about the Funing China tornado. I've done a video on tornadoes in China. I'm particularly interested in talking about tornadoes in China. In Eastern Asia, they don't really happen in Korea, but definitely in China. I've talked about a lot of them. I want to make a part 2, like an updated version of the tornadoes in China video that I did, but yeah, really interesting stuff.
friends, mainly because I feared for the worst. I just kind of knew that they were probably hurt in the storm and were probably crushed under, you know, a pile of bricks. And, you know, my body just took me where my mind didn't want to. I eventually started making my way back to look for them.
Back in Lauren's apartment, the dust settles, but panic and confusion suddenly rises.
It was stillness. The only sounds that were there were, you know, the wires crackling, and the whole wall was gone, the roof was gone. I mean, it happened all within 20-30 seconds, I think.
Part of my unit had been blown into the hallway. And at that point, I remember hyperventilating because we didn't know how sturdy the building was. I didn't know what
that's
had
a pretty
happened. Honestly, at the time, I didn't know if it was a storm, if it was
large
a bomb.
brick building too.
Soon after they begin to look for PJ, to his great relief, PJ hears his friends calling out for him.
They were screaming my name, and I heard them as I started coming down the hallway. And that was probably the best moment, you know, when I heard my friends calling for me and knowing that they were at least still alive.
Amazingly, no one is seriously injured. But it's not over yet. Now they must find their way out of the crumbling building. All of a sudden, PJ realizes that his puppy is missing, most likely under piles of debris.
When we finally, you know, reunited, we realized that we were missing the dog and made a split-second decision that we had to worry about ourselves first. We had to get out of the
Are
building.
you serious? You know what? I understand that you have to worry about yourself as a human being, but if Blaze was trapped under rubble somewhere, if I couldn't find Blaze if a tornado hit here, I would do everything to find Mr. Blaze. And I understand that, you know, not everyone would agree with that. It's important to preserve yourself, but I think for a lot of you, if you had animals, you'd probably feel the same. I would definitely look for Mr. Blaze. The 2005 Birmingham tornado would still be a good video considering most people still seriously think tornadoes can happen here. Oh, can't happen here like in big cities. That's a great idea. Actually, I've got a little list here. Let me write it down. 2005. I know it's a pretty infamous one. I'll write it down. In 1981. Okay, I'll write that one down too. I hope the dog survived too. We're about to find out. See, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like, how are you not even going to look for the dog, though? It seems like they didn't even look for the dog. Like, they just kind of was like, well, the dog's probably not alive, so I'm going to preserve myself and get out of here. It seems like they didn't even try to look for him. Kind of, you know? I would overturn any stone on earth. I would do anything in this world for Mr. Blaze if he was under some rubble. I would find some Iron Man strength to, you know, deadlift a boulder off of him if I needed to. Yeah, pets are children for sure. Mr. Blaze is my old man.
building because it was unstable.
Friday night, March 14th, 2008. A powerful tornado has
They don't
just
deserve that
plowed through
dog.
metropolitan Atlanta. Lauren Weiss and her friends are trying to make their way out of Lauren's fourth-floor apartment in the severely damaged cotton mill lofts. Fearing for their own safety, they have left PJ's lost puppy behind.
I didn't have any shoes.
They left the dog.
The hallway had collapsed in, and since we're in the corner, we couldn't really get out to the main part of the building.
We're extremely vulnerable because there's no longer a roof over our heads.
We finally got over this huge piece of the sheetrock that had fallen into the hallway and just were walking.
2 of the emergency exits were blocked by debris. Couldn't use those stairwells.
Blaze is like 12,
and then
by the
we finally
way.
found a stairwell at the very end of the hallway that we
He's
used to make
old.
our way down and out of the building.
Having finally escaped,
Willie,
the friends start to
hello.
fully
Hope you're
comprehend
doing well.
the magnitude of the storm.
It looked like a war zone. I mean, the whole complex was covered with debris and bricks, and I remember there's a water tower here, and the top of the water tower had been blown off.
I think we're lucky to be alive. I think that it's a miracle that, you know, one piece of the window didn't hit us.
Shaken but okay, Lauren and her friends leave the destruction.
Your cat lived to 22. That gives me a lot of hope. I really hope Mr. Blaze lives to 22. He isn't old. He's technically a senior cat now. I've had him since high school, so it's been 12 years since high school. Have you seen the tornado in Pakistan and the one in Nepal? I haven't. I can look into that though, certainly. I would love to make another video on tornadoes outside of America. You lost your black cat in July. She was 17. I'm so sorry, Ian. Your family cat was 23. Man, this gives me a lot of hope of
Rarity
Blaze
of the
living
events
forever.
unfolding across the city quickly fascinates geography professor Dr. Marshall Shepard of the University of Georgia.
When all of this started occurring, I immediately knew that this had to be a tornado because of the height that some of the buildings were being reported to be damaged. So I ran to my laptop and started saving some of the National Weather Service radar images because I knew that this was a special event.
Shepard and colleague Dr.
Blaze
Deb
is healthy
Yogi
for
at
sure,
Purdue
yeah.
University also begin a study of the Atlanta tornado.
What was interesting is that Atlanta and Georgia was suffering from one of the most severe droughts on record. That's an extreme climate event.
Shepard uses weather models to re-engineer the Atlanta storm in his lab. The results are fascinating.
There was rainfall a few days earlier. In the midst of this drought that caused moist pockets or certain areas of the soil to be more moist. And so in our re-engineering of the storm, we found evidence that these moist pockets may have served to give these storms a boost as they were moving towards the Atlanta area. And then as they got closer to Atlanta, the urban effects, the heat island and the convergence may have given it an additional boost.
Shepard insists that more research is needed.
One of the things that our research has suggested is that we need to know more.
If Blaze lives to 20, I'll be so happy. You guys make me happy. I really hope Blaze lives a long time. I don't know what I would do without him. I've had him for so long now.
More about how the cities and their environment interact with weather and climate processes.
Arriving home from downtown, Stu Ostro turns on the television.
I saw the images all coming from downtown Atlanta. I thought, I was right there. We were in that underground station when the tornado passed overhead, and that haze that I had seen coming down the tracks from the outside was debris that had been kicked up by the tornado.
Wow.
Luckily, tornado hits are rare in major metropolitan cities. But on March 14, 2008, an EF2 tornado ripped through the heart of downtown Atlanta.
No injury, no
Stretching
major
over
injuries
a
though.
6-mile path, it caused over $250 million in damage.
Part of the reason there was so much damage is that
Holy cow.
you have quite a bit of infrastructure in a concentrated area.
On his fourth trip back to the cotton mill lofts,
$250 million in damage in Atlanta, no serious injury or fatality. Atlanta is an interesting place. It's a major city. It's not the nicest. I mean, I went to college in downtown Atlanta, so I'm speaking from experience. Atlanta's not the nicest downtown area. Like, I wouldn't recommend someone to go. It's not like I don't know, it's not like a major city you want to go just to walk around downtown. That's a terrible idea. I wouldn't really recommend that. But yeah, I think Metro Atlanta is much better than downtown Atlanta personally, but it makes sense. I'm just glad that this specific event there was no major injury. I had my 14-year-old kitty since he was born. Aww. Yeah, I've had Blaze. I'm so attached to Blaze. I've had him since he was like 4 weeks old. So, I mean, he's been through my whole life, basically from high school till now. It's been 12 years, so I love him very much. $3,225 we've raised so far, and I have had my third beer. I'm a lightweight, so I'm a little tipsy. I'm going to grab Blaze, and I think we're going to sign off because I am kind of blown away at the amount that we've fundraised today. I can't believe that we've raised over $3,000. I'm really excited that we've done it for an individual organization like Team Rubicon. Like I said, they're out there right now, boots on the ground. They're in Amory and in Rolling Fork, doing the dirty jobs that not everyone can do, and I really appreciate them. They're veteran owned and operated. It's volunteers out there breaking their backs to help the victims every single day. Even when this sort of news cycle ends, even when we stop talking about this in the weather community and kind of move on to the next event, these people are still out there picking up the pieces of their lives. And that's why it's so important to me that we kind of pay extra attention to the victims and having these conversations now, because this isn't something that people are going to move on from in a week or two like we will. This is something that people are going to be doing for months and years and for the rest of their lives. So it's important to me to kind of raise awareness about that. And you guys have really shown up and shown out and just gone above and beyond. I know I'm not a huge creator, but the fact that we're able to come together and raise some money for a charity means a lot to me, and you guys should feel proud too. So I'm going to go grab Blaze. We're going to sign off, and yeah, 1 second. Let me grab one more beer. Y'all are trying to get me drunk. Oh my goodness. I can't drink due to my medicine, so drink for me. She's not tipsy if she can walk in a straight line. Okay. Mr. Blaze wants to say thank you so much for all of you for joining today, for all of your contributions, for just being here and being a positive light in a difficult time. Right, Blaze, do you have any thoughts? How about you, Sale? Sale? Huh? I think he's tired too. Thank you all so much for coming out. Blaze says thank you too. Like I said, I'll have a new video out later this week. The members are going to get it 2 days earlier. You guys are probably going to get it, I don't know, maybe this weekend or Monday, I would say. So just keep your eye out for that. It's going to be on perceptions of tornadoes throughout history, Native American perceptions of tornadoes. So I'm really excited about that one. I think it's going to be more fun. And then after that, I'm going to be working on the Mayfield tornado event. So I kind of wanted to break up the really serious discussions with something a little bit more fun. So perceptions on tornadoes. And then Mayfield, which is undoubtedly going to be a 2-part series. Yeah, I want to really focus on the mental health and the lawsuits and some of the longer implications. So just, I know I've said it a million times, but thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to doing another live stream soon. But for now, just look out for a couple new videos in the next week or so. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with you guys. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter if you, I don't know, just want to see me on a more regular basis, or if you want to DM me or anything, you can find me there. So, I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend.